One of the biggest games in the state, a three-time state champ against last year's 4AA runner-up. The Honda dealers of the Carolinas, Friday night rivals presented by Talk It Out NC. From Rolesville, North Carolina, we're back to the neck with the Wake Forest Cougars and the Rolesville Rams. Good evening, everybody. Patrick Keenis alongside former ECU standout Jay Sohnhalter. And Jay, you're talking about two high-powered teams here in Wake County. Rolesville off of a school record 73 points last week, and Wake Forest, we saw them last week. They win predicated on defense.
Yeah, both these teams are really playing their best ball this season here at the end. As we get closer to the playoffs, they're playing with a lot of momentum. One of the best defenses in the state with Wake Forest going against one of the best offenses in Rolesville. This is going to be an exciting matchup we'll watch all night long.
And top D1 talent on the gridiron tonight. Who are some of the players we'll be focusing on tonight?
For Rolesville, one of the best quarterbacks in the country is Byron Brown. He's committed to the South Florida Bulls. In this offense, you're going to see him running the ball, using the zone read, and then also taking shots down the field. When he's throwing the ball, he's going to find Noah Rogers, his star junior wide receiver. He's got offers from Oregon, Penn State, UNC, NC State, and many others. He's explosive with his route running, but also on the intermediate routes, he'll run over the middle and be really physical. Now, on the other side, Wake Forest's weapon is Michael DePasquale. He's an athlete. We'll see him lined up at wide receiver, running back, and also in the slot. They like to get him involved, move him around, and really find matchups to get him the ball. He's a tough runner as well that can get those tough yards, especially on the goal line.
Wake is the only remaining unbeaten team in the neck there, 3-0. Rolesville 2-1. But the Rams, the defending conference champs. What are the keys tonight?
For Rolesville, the number one area they focus on is stopping the run. They want to win up at the line of scrimmage, and then the turnover battle, protecting the football, is going to be huge. Then for Wake Forest, it's all about slowing down Byron Brown, the quarterback. They've got to force some long third down conversions and really keep him in the pocket. And also on offense, they want to score points. They've got to have some explosive plays and really take some shots over the top.
Get more on the storyline for tonight's contest. Again, it's a home game for Wake Forest on Rolesville's field. With more on that and this rivalry, let's introduce the third member of our team, Marilyn Payne. Marilyn?
Well, Patrick, Rolesville is competing for a second consecutive conference championship, and Martin Samick explains that this NAC 6, it's often just won by whoever the hot school is right now. Lucky for Samick, right now that's his Rolesville team, but in order to be more than just young, new, and hot, his team has to go through tried and true Wake Forest. He calls the Cougars the big dog. Really, they're the top dog, leading this conference as the only 3-0 team in the league, and this young Rolesville program will have an opportunity to prove that it's more than just hot right now. They've got an opportunity to win a second straight against a program that's won more than anybody else in Secession. Stay with us on Friday Night Rivals. We'll be back with kickoff after the break.
Friday night rivals from Rolesville High School. Let's go down to midfield for our coin toss, brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. Sergeant Roberson, the U.S. Marines recruiter, doing the honors. So thank you to Sergeant Roberson and the United States Marine Corps for tonight's coin toss. The few, the proud, the Marines. Contact your local recruiter today. Toss was won by Rolesville. They will defer. And we are ready for football here in Rolesville. Wake Forest will kick off. Rolesville will take the football, Jay, and it's 68 degrees, just minutes removed from a brilliant blue raspberry colored sunset here in Rolesville, North Carolina. Rolesville, the visiting team on their home field. The white jerseys, the black pants. This would ordinarily have been a home game for Wake Forest. Their school's football stadium still being renovated, and so they will be the home team on the road here tonight. And the Open Door kickoff, brought to you by Open Door, the new way to sell your home. And good field position here for Rolesville to open up this contest. Rolesville 5-3 overall, 2-1 inside the next 6. 73-38 win over Knightdale last week that saw Antonio Grimm score 5 touchdowns, matching his school record. And Wake Forest 6-2, 3-0 inside the league. And Jay, we saw them win at Heritage last week, 23-12.
So this is an explosive offense. I think here tonight, though, watching the offensive linemen going against this defensive line of Wake Forest, that is really going to be a big area to see if Rolesville can run the ball and really push the line of scrimmage.
Here we go. First down, a handoff. A beautiful little juke move on the other side. And down the sideline, out of bounds. A terrific first down carry for Antonio Grimm, the star running back for Rolesville. As we take a look at the Talk It Out NC starting lineups, brought to you by Talk It Out NC. And for Rolesville, a lot of offensive weaponry here. Brown, Grimm, and others.
And Mickens is a star wide receiver. Up front, Josiah Henderson is a D1 prospect as well, the best offensive lineman.
And we have not even gotten to the discussion about Noah Rogers yet. A little stumble in the backfield by Grimm after a first down carry. And now let's take a look at the Talk It Out NC Wake Forest defense. We saw them last week, and Chris Allen kind of led the way defensively for the Cougars.
He's the anchor up front, also at the linebacking core. All 4 of those guys are fast, athletic, and have a really good nose for the ball. Zane Williams had a couple sacks last week.
Yeah, Williams, a big game last week at Heritage. Second down, blitz coming, and Brown improvising and hustles it out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. And that's kind of the epitome of his dual threat ability. Big arm, accurate arm, big body, quick first step, very elusive and slippery. And he has combined for 28 touchdowns this year, 22 through the air against only 2 picks and 6 on the ground. Third down and 9 for the Rams. 3 receivers to the right. And Brown looks to throw for the first time with the pocket collapsing, and down goes Brown. Back outside the 50-yard line, and getting there defensively is Chris Allen, the senior defensive end.
Well, and the linebackers from the outside really forced Brown up in the pocket, and then Chris Allen just used a swim move over the top to beat his man, then coming off the field. What a good first drive for this defensive line of Wake Forest.
And Allen again had a big defensive game last week against Heritage. So after a first down carry in the opening play, the defense for Wake Forest will force a punt, and that's what they do. But it's a fake. Will they sniff it out? Yes, they do in the backfield. Cut down for a loss on a fake punt try, and Rolesville unable to catch Wake Forest off guard. Jeremiah Bethel for Wake Forest, number 62. He was ready for any tomfoolery.
You see him right there in the middle, quickly recognize it and making the play. And this defense special teams unit has been solid all season long. Bethel coming up with that stop and really setting up his offense with great field position.
Well, now you really do set up the Cougars. Again, 23-12 win over Heritage last week. Wins over Knightdale, wins over Wakefield, 3-0 inside the conference. And a powerful first down carry. And that'll be De Pasquale. As we take a look at the Talk It Out NC starting lineup for Wake Forest. Nigel Lucas, the junior quarterback, son of the head coach. He will be at the controls. We saw Dickens break off a huge run last week for Wake Forest.
Alston's an impressive player in the running back position. Mark Sesta, he's been playing really well up front from his center position.
8-yard gain on first down, and then immediately to the backfield, and a body slamming tackle by Ashawn Slowers. And here's a look at the defense we will see for Rolesville tonight, headlined by number 35, Slowers.
And this is an athletic group. They're going to play the 3-4. Carson Cassidy, 6'6" on that defensive line. And then Samaje Davis moving down from safety. He's at linebacker. He made plays last week. He's an athletic guy, has a nose for the ball.
And Schuler's big play brings up third down now for Wake Forest. Just underway, first possession for the Cougars, 3rd and 4. The 40-yard line, Lucas looking to the right, across the middle, might have been tipped, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Rolesville. Ethan Daniel cradles it home. So a fake punt backfires, and now a turnover on the first offensive possession for Wake Forest.
And Sir Ethan Daniel has great recognition skills. He's coming back this week from an injury, a huge addition to the lineup, and here early on making an impact. Look at him just read there, jump in front of the passing lane, and coming down with the ball, protecting it, maintaining possession.
Throw it back behind the intended receiver, Trey Stansel. And the congratulations well-deserved for Daniel. Picks it off. So Rolesville kind of sneaks past the fake punt. They really set their defense, which has given up some points this year. Averaging about 30 points allowed defensively, put them on a short field, but they come up with a big play. So the second offensive possession here for Rolesville. Byron Brown wants to throw, slips a bit, regains his balance, heaves it deep, has a man, but just beyond the fingertips of Noah Rogers. Had 2 steps on the defender to Sean Grant, but just a little bit too long on the pass.
This Rolesville offense being aggressive, testing out the secondary, but it starts up front. Look at the pass protection. The offensive line giving Brown plenty of time. And then here, he beat the coverage just a little bit too long. They couldn't connect.
Noah Rogers, big play receiver, one of the top receivers in the state of North Carolina, 9 touchdowns, averaging more than 20 yards a reception. Brown fakes, races right, puts his shoulder down, and then takes a pretty good hit. And he'll be about 2 yards short to the first down. Penalty marker down, our first of the game. And Mark Barber, our referee. And this one's coming back. Martin Samick, 3rd year at the helm of Rolesville. His offense been virtually unstoppable this year. 3 times this year, Jay, 58 points or more. And that includes 73 they hung up on Knightdale last week. Krim scored 5 times to match a school record. All the pieces are in place here if they can get a little bit more productivity from their defense.
Yeah, and that's what they need is the defense just to slow down the opposing offense, because this offense, they're going to attack you vertically to the sidelines and to intermediate routes in the passing game.
Brown swings it out to Devon Dunn. Takes a pretty good hit into the sideline. And 3rd and long now for Rolesville.
And we'll see here if Wake Forest brings a blitz on 3rd down right here. Brown just scanned the defense. We find the outlet out of the backfield, a big hit, and this linebacking core for Wake Forest is so physical. They'll come up and wrap you up.
And there's Stephen Williams on the tackle. So 3rd down at about 15 here for Rolesville. Line of reach is the 39. Brown, an extra blocker up front. Scoots to his left, throws down the side, and just a little bit underthrown right around midfield. And looking for Rory Jones.
Good coverage by the Wake Forest secondary here. Brown just stretched out, got to the sideline, and tried to find an open wide receiver, and there did the best he could just to prolong the play. But this defense, again, getting off the field on a 3rd down.
Well, now we did see a fake punt earlier by Rolesville, but this is even deeper in their own territory. So they will boot it away. Chase Wood, the punter for Rolesville. Little pressure coming, picked up. And A short kick is going to land inside the 50 and take a Wake Forest bounce and down at the 45. That's where Wake Forest will go on offense for the second time tonight. Scoreless in Rolesville, but 4 minutes into the first quarter. Back in Rolesville High School, 7:54 left in the opening quarter. Very good crowd. And again, technically what is a Wake Forest home game here at Rolesville. And they even celebrated with the Wake Forest band with the national anthem. Senior night for Wake Forest as the Wake Forest fans made the drive here to Rolesville. So it feels like a home game. They know it is not on their home campus, but trying to grab an early lead. This is Pasquale, a first down carry around the right end for a couple of yards. Second offensive series for Wake Forest. And we saw Pasquale last week, ran for a couple of touchdowns, rushed for 83. Dickens was over 100 yards, had that big 82-yard touchdown run. Not much through the air from Nigel Lucas. They just kind of wore you down on the ground and then put you away defensively.
And especially in that fourth quarter, the time of possession battle, they won it in a huge margin and it paid off.
So Lucas out of the gun. And getting a step through, shoulder down, and take it down around the 35-yard line. And there is a look at Miles Dickens with that big blistering run last week.
Dickens averaging over 6 yards per carry on the season. They do a nice job, Hansel Phipps, the offensive coordinator, of mixing in the running plays to each running back, whether it's Pasquale, Alston, or Dickens. He keeps them fresh and really puts a lot of pressure on the defense because all three of those backs can block as well.
Dickens stands behind Nigel Lucas. Pasquale to his left, and this is Pasquale turning, follows a blocker. He's inside the 30, scrapes off of another block. He's headed to the end zone and scores from 36 yards out. Michael Pasquale gives Wake Forest a 6-0 lead midway through the opening quarter.
Pasquale here, the patience as he waits for his offensive line to set things up. Look at him just wait, and then attack. Seth Osteen, the left guard pulling there, cleared the route for him, and then the power, the speed, and the finish here getting in the end zone.
That is his 14th touchdown of the season, a Wake Tech touchdown. Lead the way at Wake Tech. And on for the extra point for Wake Forest, Evan Helfrich. And it is a 7-0 lead for Wake Forest. We saw the big run last week by Dickens from 82. Today in the opening quarter, Steve Pasquale from 36, utilizing a couple of big blocks, and then the breakaway speed. It is a 7-0 Wake Forest lead. 36-yard touchdown run by junior running back Michael DePasquale. Wake Forest 7, Rolesville nothing. Patrick Keenan, Jason Halter back with you. And due to some technical difficulties, tonight's game will not be live streamed. So just be aware of that as we return to Rolesville High School. And here's the Open Door kickoff brought to you by Open Door, the new way to sell your home. And this will be returnable by Rolesville. Sprinting to the outside, getting the corner out to the 40-yard line. And a good strong return by Antonio Krim, the senior running back. Again, tied the school record with 5 touchdown carries last week.
And there you see the hesitation, just kind of lulled the coverage unit up through the middle, and then he took off towards the right side. Important there after giving up the touchdown and get a good drive here and get things going with good starting field position.
Almost made it seem like he was going to take a knee and simply go down, but not when they have that kind of athletic talent. So Rolesville down by a touchdown, 6:28 left in the opening quarter. And Byron Brown has already taken one big shot downfield. Our focus tonight will be at number 5, the bottom of your screen. That is Noah Rogers, but a handoff on first down to Dunn, and Dunn will pick up about 3.
Well, Devon Dunn's part of the 1-2 punch for this Rolesville running back group, averaging over 8 yards per carry. He's had an outstanding season, and him and Krim working together really give each other a break. And with Dunn, he's got the outside speed too. So Martin Samick's got a lot of talent in the backfield. You look at the wide receiver group, the offensive line, there's no weaknesses on this offense.
Second down, Brown handoff, little contact immediately on Dunn, but he rubs it off and gets through and hops inside the 45-yard line. Good carry by Devon Dunn. Again, immediately hit as he took the handoff, but just kind of brushed it off and then powered through.
You got to make one man miss. You'll see him here. Throw the guy off of you and then right up the middle. And look at him finish off this run, falling forward. If they can run the ball well tonight, it's going to open up that play-action pass.
It's done for about 12 yards and a first down. Dunn will get a 3rd consecutive carry. The ball is ripped out of there by Wake Forest. It's loose and still loose, and it looks like Rolesville may have gotten on it. And if they did, it's DeJuan Mickens, number 4, and he did. Because the ball was just raked right out of the arm of Devon Dunn by a member of that Wake Forest defense. And even Byron Brown tried to dive in there and fall on it, but the ball squirted away. And again, it looked like Chris Allen was in there kind of tugging and ripping that football out.
And when you've got a defender holding him up, Allen knew that his teammate was there. He just ripped it. And then Mickens, nice recognition to jump on it.
Blitz coming. Quick release. They throw underneath. And this is Rory Jones. And Jones to about the 43-yard line should be enough for a first down.
Rory Jones has had a really good season coming back. He had a cast on his arm, so coming back here, not having that cast being removed has really helped him out. And with his addition, this is a wide receiver group that really goes 6 deep.
All right, 3rd and 10 now from the 44. And a blitz coming again. Brown buys some time, running against the grain, pumping, holding on. He gets angled out of bounds, and good job again, kind of holding serve by Wake Forest defense. And they will force another 4th down here for Rolesville.
Well, they've been bringing an extra defender on 3rd down, and there they forced him out over to the left against his throwing side, and his wide receivers just couldn't break through the coverage. You'll see here the offensive line holding up, and then Brown just had to get out of the pocket.
So now we'll see what Rolesville elects to do. Down by 7, 4th down, and they need about 7 yards, and the offense stays on the field. So we'll see how many Wake Forest commits. One jumps, they move back, but not in time. That'll be a penalty on Wake Forest. Jeremiah Bethel with a big play earlier in this quarter was trying to time the snap count.
This is an outstanding job with that hard count. Going on to seeing if you can pick up 5 easy yards. They did it. Now here, 4th and short. I expect Rolesville to keep the ball on the ground. And
now Bethel off the field, replaced by the right defensive end. 4th and 2 for Rolesville. And they will hand off. Sprinting right, Krim. Can he get the edge? He's tripped up, falls forward, defends on the spot. And I don't think he got it. And we'll see, the officials will stop the clock, and they may measure, but contact was made outside of that yard marker, and then he did fall forward, but didn't appear to get a very generous spot, and Wake Forest may have helped.
Well, look at the physical play out here on the perimeter. Cam Raj making a block, number 1 there. Then Lucas coming up, going against Mickens. Tripped him up.
And there's the stretch of the chains, and he's shorts. So Wake Forest has stopped a fake punt, and now they stop Rolesville on a second 4th down play on 4th and 2. And so far, things coming up aces for Reggie Lucas.
Nigel Lucas is playing both ways there, showing off his talent from his cornerback position and being physical and run support. Coming up there, he beat the block, shot the gap, and made the play.
So Wake Forest takes over, up a touchdown, 4:05 left in the opening quarter. And this drive begins at the 34-yard line. So Nigel Lucas, who just knifed in to make that defensive stop, is back in the shotgun, and he will give it off. And not a lot in between the tackles there for Mickens. So Dickens held up maybe a half yard. And last week when we saw Wake Forest play, they only threw it 13 times for about 44 yards in that game. So this is their kind of game. Misdirection, keep it on the ground, gain control, wear down the defense, and take ownership in the 4th quarter.
Well, Rolesville brought the blitz on 1st down there. They guessed right. We'll see if Wake Forest here gets the ball outside on the perimeter.
Dickens again behind and to the right of Nigel Lucas. 2nd and 10. And Lucas looking to throw, dancing around. Marker comes in, and he'll toss to the sideline, connect. This will be 1st down yardage for Wake Forest if the play holds. Connecting with Rico Alston. But it looks like this one is going to be whistle against the Cougars.
You'll see up front here, the penetration right up the middle. There you see the hold right in the middle of the screen. This is going to come back, but with Lucas, again, he can extend the plays with his legs and kept his eyes up. The offensive lines for both teams here tonight, Patrick, are going to have a challenge because these are 2 strong and athletic D-lines they're going against.
All right, so with the penalty, the football moved back all the way to the 22-yard line. And immediately in the backfield, helmet gets ripped off. That was Ishan Scholars defensively, number 35 for Rolesville, but the helmet popped off, and a marker comes in, and I think this one is going against Rolesville. And this might be, what, an unnecessary roughness call in the backfield? It's going to be a face mask personal foul against Rolesville.
We'll see here, Scholars and Bible coming through on the play, and there the helmet just got ripped off. Good call.
That's Rico Alston, the sophomore, head twisted a bit. Fortunately for him, the helmet kind of slides off. But a big marker against Rolesville, 2nd penalty against the Rams. So now it is 2nd down and 11 here for Wake Forest. And movement on the left side of that offensive line by Wake Forest, but were they drawn? Both teams pointed at one another. So Mark Barber gets in on this conversation. He's looking for a little bit of help here. What did you see? And it's going to be going against Rolesville.
When Rolesville is bringing an extra defender up, again, loading things up to try to get pressure. It's like they just jumped across the line of scrimmage, and that's what forced Wake Forest to jump.
And some hard pacing by Martin Samick, head coach for Rolesville on the sideline, trying to implore his defense. Back-to-back important penalties against the Rams. The face mask and now the offside, so 2nd and 6 with a 7-0 lead for Wake Forest. Little misdirection, deep Pasquale trying to break free and cannot do it. Might have lost a yard. And that'll bring up 3rd down. Karsten Cassidy.
So Cassidy with his frame up front, 6'6", 270 pounds, big number 97, just clogging things up, waiting with the running back there and eating it up. And now on third down, we'll see again here if they load things up and dare Wake Forest to throw the ball.
This is a long 7 to get. Need to reach the 44-yard line, third down. 3 receivers up top. Lucas, not a lot of time, dances forward, jukes, swings wide, and will get to the marker, and he did that all on his own. What a play by Nigel Lucas before Reggie Love kind of angled him out of bounds. This play broke down fast, and this is all instinct for Nigel Lucas.
This was impressive. They only rushed 4. Look at him just improvise, making a couple cuts, a nice block out to the outside by DeJesus, and then he did the rest. Well, that's third and long, your quarterback making a play.
Hall Insurance Company first down, providing quality insurance products to our senior community. Sideline warning indicated against Rolesville. So 7-0 lead for Wake Forest. They have benefited from a couple of Rolesville penalties here and a very impressive third down conversion there by Nigel Lucas. So a fresh set of downs, and Wake Forest can try to run out the clock here in this opening quarter. A little whistle there. I think one of the officials is sending Tavion Williams, number 4, over to the sideline. So Williams not allowed to be in on this first down play from the 46-yard line. Lucas does have time now and overshoots his intended man Rico Alston. Kind of the outlets kind of circling behind the play to the right if there was nothing downfield. But Lucas missed the target.
And this was nice coverage by the Rams in the secondary. They're trying to hit a vertical route over the top. The safeties played back. And then as Lucas kind of moved up in the pocket, the linebackers flow forward. There's nowhere to go with the ball.
2nd and 10 for Wake Forest. Again, the only unbeaten team remaining in the NAC 6. They are 3-0. 3-way tie for second place. Heritage, Millbrook, and these Rams all 2-1. Well, the Rams won the conference in the spring. They're the defending conference champs. Won the East Regional, played for the 4AA state championship. With their hands full here in this opening quarter as Di Pasquale breaks through and then diving forward toward the sideline. And that should be enough for another Cougar first down.
And look at the offensive line here, just leading the way for Di Pasquale. Nice job by Alston clearing things out. That left side, Chris Allen up there as well. Nice little crease for him just to run through and get to the outside and use his speed.
And another Hall Insurance Company first down, providing quality insurance products to our senior community. Down to the 42-yard line, first down for Wake Forest, leading by 7. And this is Alston with a marker thrown. Looked like there were a couple of men in motion at the same time. And a pickup of 5, but that will not count. An illegal shift called against Wake Forest. Six penalties in this opening quarter, 3 on Wake Forest. Pretty clean game that we saw in terms of penalties with Wake Forest last week. Rolesville couldn't say the same. I think they had 15 penalties in that 73-38 win overnight there last week. So a loss of 5 in the penalty, still first down. Nearing a minute for this opening quarter. A handoff, this is Chris Clark, and Clark slips as he takes the handoff and loses a couple of more yards.
And right now, the offensive line for Wake Forest, we'll see here the slip. Just couldn't keep the footing there. The offensive line is doing a nice job with their pulling action. The guards are pulling, and they like to run this buck sweep play where both guards will pull. And for this defensive line for the Rams, it's all about recognition, reading your keys, and attacking, going vertical, and trying to blow up the blocks in front of you.
Second down and about 20. Lucas fakes the handoff this time. Pressure coming from the backside. Tosses this one to the sideline and out of bounds. Incomplete. Looking for Trey Stansel. So third down and 20 with 24 seconds left in the opening quarter.
Well, now here, if I'm the Rolesville Rams, I'm not bringing a blitz. I'm dropping back, rushing 3, and then keeping everything in front of you here. And Martin Samek's got a fast defense and a lot of injuries. Got guys coming back, which has really provided a big boost for this defense. But they're going against a tough challenge with this offense of the Cougars.
So third and long. Lucas runs the option. There's the toss. Oh, and just juggled and brought back in by Rico Alston. He was really fortunate that ball didn't spring out of his fingertips and fall to the ground. Penalty marker down, though. And the Rams defense gets the job done. We'll see what the penalty is. Again, this was 3rd and 20. And it's holding against Wake Forest that will be declined. And that will force a Wake Forest punt to the final 18 seconds of the quarter.
A couple penalties here stalling the drive, but how about Ja'Cory Bible right here? Number 11, perfect position. He's the best edge rusher. 6'3", 190 pounds, that long frame. He's got speed. He's always in the right place at the right time, reading his keys and making the play.
All right, so Wake Forest on to punt it off. Clock is winding down. Final couple of seconds of this opening quarter. And they do get the snap off. It is a high tumbling punt that will land around the 23-yard line and take about a 2-yard tumble forward before being down to the 20-yard line. That will take us to the end of the opening quarter in Rolesville, where unbeaten Wake Forest with a touchdown lead on the Rams.
Just a friendly reminder, the concession stands are open on both sides of the field. Proceeds raised will benefit both the Cougars and the Rams. Chick-fil-A sandwiches, Pizza Hut, Subway, along with all kinds of snacks, candy, and drinks.
A reminder, fans, stay tuned for the myspot.nc.gov halftime report, where we will have this week's Riddle and Brantley Scholar athletes participating in school interviews with the principals, highlights, and more. Don't wait to vaccinate. Find a COVID-19 vaccine location near you at myspot.nc.gov. Opening play, second quarter, 7-0 lead for Wake Forest, and Byron Brown, the quarterback for the Rolesville Rams, for a couple of yards. And Jay, what did you learn in the first quarter?
Well, this Wake Forest defense has come ready to play. They've been physical up front. And for Rolesville, again, I think you've got to find a way to get Brown out to the outside and use his athleticism. Just like there, you can see easy 4 yards by him. He recognized the coverage, got out, and quickly got up the sideline.
All right, Krim to his right on second down. This will be Krim. Bounces off a one and then is manhandled in the backfield by Zane Williams. We saw him do that a couple of times last week against Heritage.
And here's the recognition just coming up. No one blocking him, and Williams only a sophomore. He's going to be a star in this program. He's had an impressive season providing pressure off the edge.
Yeah, there are a lot of Division I head coaches and assistant coaches here at this ball game tonight. Virginia Tech, Duke, North Carolina, and others. And if they didn't know much about Zane Williams, they're learning here tonight. And again, as you mentioned, just a sophomore, and nowhere for Brown to go, and he's thrown out of bounds by Wake Forest's Max Hines. And As we mentioned earlier tonight, David Cutcliffe, the head football coach for the Duke Blue Devils, he is here taking a look at some potential future Blue Devils.
Yeah, and he's been with Tom Kinkelar, the Rolesville athletic director, talking before the ball game, and a lot of prospects here. And Coach Cutcliffe has had a great Duke program. Of what he's been doing over in Durham has been so impressive.
Roseville on to put it away. And a marker comes in just as the snap was sent back Jackson Pierce's way. And it's an illegal substitution going against Wake Forest, but not enough to give Rolesville a first down. So they'll move it 5 yards, but it was 4th and 11, so 4th and 6. The punt team stays out there. So Pierce on to boot it away. Wake Forest with DePasquale back to return. Spirals. He signals for a fair catch and makes it at the 42-yard line. It's about a 35-yard kick, no return, and good field position again for the Cougars, who lead by 7 as we have another penalty marker down. This is down around the 35-yard line on the other side of the field. Again, it was 4th and 6. But where that flag is tells me it was after the punt was sent away, and it's going to be a hold going against Wake Forest.
And for Wake Forest here on the last drive, a couple penalties stalled their drive. They've got to really clean that area up because they're having success running the football. They just can't be in 2nd and 3rd in long situations because of penalties.
And that hold was after the change of possession, so Wake Forest will hold on to the football, but get backed up by 10, and there you see Reggie Lucas in his 13th year as the head coach for the Cougars saying exactly what happened and against whom on my team. So DePasquale, 36-yard touchdown run midway through that opening quarter. That has been the extent of the offense. Otherwise, Nigel Lucas has kind of been one of the stories here for Wake Forest defensively and offensively.
Yeah, he's been able to extend plays from his quarterback position with his legs, picked up a couple first downs. Then he had that huge hit on 4th down to get his defense off the field.
And the one thing that was really impressive against Heritage last week by Lucas was just his game management abilities down the stretch. This is DePasquale, lunges over the 40 to the 42-yard line. That should be good for a first down.
DePasquale, when he runs north and south and he's got blocks up front, he's so tough to bring down. 5'10", around 200 pounds. But see how he runs with power? Look at this block up front by Alston, just knocking his man out of the way. Really working in unison. These running backs, to be a running back in this program, you've got to have talent running the ball, but you've also got to be physical in the blocking game.
And that is a Wake Tech first down. Lead the way, Wake Tech. Resetting the formation on 1st and 10. Lucas hands off. Alston stays inside the tackles, twists his way around near midfield. Nice first down carry for Alston. Give him 8.
And Alston, only a sophomore. Got DePasquale, who's a junior, Alston, a sophomore, Dickens, a senior. So you've got to start at all 3 levels of classes there. And these guys have had such a good year working together.
So you're saying there's a future for this Wake Forest team next year?
They've always got a pipeline of talent. There's never a drought.
3 straight state championships from 16 to 18. They won 45 games in a row until a couple of years ago it was snapped. Penalty marker down again. DePasquale again, little cutback, and he gets it inside Rolesville territory to the 38, but doubtful this will stand as his teammates are already walking back the other direction. And that's going to be the 6th penalty charge against Wake Forest in the first 15 minutes of this game.
Well, that's an area they've got to clean up. And right now they're just shooting themselves in the foot here with the penalties. And now moving the offense back, the chains moving back for this offense.
So negates a nice run again by DePasquale. And this will now be 2nd and 12 for the Cougars. 6 and 2 overall, 3 and 0 in the NAC 6. They're trying to wrestle back the conference championship that has been basically owned by the Cougars for the better part of the last decade and a half. DePasquale again. Brings up third and about 7.
All right, now here for the Rams. Can you get off the field on third down? They've got to keep Lucas in the pocket here if it's a passing play. We've seen how dangerous he is with his legs, but also, too, on the outside. The outside linebackers here and the defensive backs have to be physical and run support here if they do run the ball. They've got to beat their blocks up front.
And we get a stoppage and play at 8:35 here in this first half. And Mark Barber, the official, might be an equipment issue. Yeah, it's an equipment issue right there with Rolesville. And Ethan Daniel has been sent off the field on a very important third down play for the Rams. And he's unhappy. The official saw something, I think, with the helmet right there, or maybe it was the shoulder pads. So here we go on third down, and Wake Forest gets to midfield and turn back. And that's Trey Stansel, number 3 on the carry, and an angry tackle throws him back, and he's going to be a couple of yards short of the first down. But again, right at midfield, Jay, you're up a touchdown. 4th down, and we'll call it a short 2. I think we'll see the offense stay on the field.
Yeah, I think they're going to stay out here, and again, a possible situation for a hard count here to see if you can get a flag and pick this up.
So DePasquale will bring into play for Wake Forest. Boy, how big is this? Boy, Reggie Lucas knows how important this play is right here. You fail, you give Rolesville a short field. You succeed, you can maybe take a 2-score lead here. 4th and 2. And there is the hard count. Rams not biting. Not biting still, and that was the play call from the sideline. Now a timeout is taken by Wake Forest, and Reggie Lucas will have a little bit more time to decide. Do we punt now, or do we really go for it on the 4th down? Wake up by 7, 4th and 2 when we come back. Coming up in the 4th quarter of tonight's game, we will be selecting the West Shore Home Player of the Game. West Shore Home. Convert your old bathtub into a modern and spacious walk-in shower in just one day. Well, decision time here for Reggie Lucas and Wake Forest. 4th and 2. They kept the offense on the field, went for a couple of hard counts, but Rolesville did not jump. And now after a timeout taken by Wake Forest, we see Nigel Lucas, the quarterback, stay on the field.
Well, this is where you have trust in your offensive line. If you're in the huddle for the Cougars, you've got to get pushed up front.
Quick snap, handoff to the right, driving the pile forward, and that'll be enough for a first down for Wake Forest. On the initial surge, it didn't look like DePasquale was going to get there, but he kept the legs churning, followed the right side of the offensive line, and that will be a first down for Wake Forest.
And they rushed to the line with a sense of urgency. And Chris Allen, number 58, got the initial little surge. And DePasquale, with those strong legs, just continued to move forward, falling forward and churn to pick up the first.
Wake Tech first down. Lead the way at Wake Tech to the 47-yard line of the Rams. They're showing a little run blitz. And they still allow DePasquale to break free and flops down to the 31-yard line. Divine Hill on the touchdown saving tackle.
And here it is, right up the middle. Then the cutback, make a man miss. And then look at him again, finish off this run. He's such a physical running back. But the offensive line is really playing right now with a lot of confidence, and they're in a groove getting push up front.
Ethan Daniel also on that tackle for Rolesville. Another Wake Tech first down. Lead the way at Wake Tech. Now the Cougars, a little bit of offensive rhythm from the 32. The ball knocked free, though, and covered up by Wake Forest, we believe, at the 35. Although the Rams are pointing the other way, but the officials make the definitive call, and it is covered up by Trey Stansel. Well, that ball was on the ground for a month.
And Sterling Elliott, number 34, almost was able to jump on it, and that was Aiden Pounds, the sophomore linebacker coming through there, shooting the gap. Boy, they needed that one already with one turnover here, but that's got to be the focus for this defense. Turn the ball over, give the ball back to the offense.
Loss of 3. 6 minutes left in this opening half, and we get a little bit of movement on that offensive line of Wake Forest.
Back-to-back plays, Aiden Pounds really making things happen. The previous play, creating the fumble there from his inside linebacker position. He came up there, was faking the blitz, had a late stunt, and that's what forced the offensive line to jump.
Okay, we've seen this now twice in the last 2 weeks. A big 4th down conversion to keep momentum, but then you can't get the payoff because of penalties. We saw it last week in the Heritage game for Wake. We see it again here tonight. 2nd and 18, and slithering forward when it looked like there was no room. That's Miles Dickens. Stayed low, got beneath a couple of would-be tacklers.
And now here for Rolesville, you've got 3rd and long coming up. But you can't give up the play over the top. We've seen Wake Forest run the ball. And their passing attack, that's what they want to do, is kind of lull you to sleep and then take the shot. The secondary has to be prepared, but also the defensive line, that 3-4 front, they've got to try to keep Lucas here in the pocket.
The big play wide receiver for the Cougars is at the bottom of your screen. That's Tavion Williams, number 4. And we get a whistle and a timeout taken by Wake Forest. 3rd down and 15, and a big play facing the Cougars. They're up a touchdown. 5:07 left in the first half. Well, look at the nice student turnout on both sides tonight. Wake Forest, the home team, as they play at Rolesville High School tonight. 7-0 lead for the Cougars. 5:07 left in this second quarter. And a 3rd and 15 for Wake Forest. A couple of penalties have knocked them back after a 4th down conversion to keep the drive alive.
Well, and here, is this a field goal situation? If you don't get it, it could be 4-down territory. So for Wake Forest here, you don't have to get it all here, but I'd expect them especially to get the ball out on the edge and use their speed.
But only one receiver in the formation to the top of your screen on 3rd and 15. Lucas looking back. Nothing there in the throwback. He's going to heave it toward the end zone, and a man wide open, but off of his arm, incomplete in the back of the end zone. Rico Alston couldn't bring it in. The entire Rams defense bit hard, and it was Alston breaking free. The pass a little bit misjudged in the end zone.
Well, and with Lucas there, he rolled out towards the right, trying to bring all the defenders over to him. It was a throwback pass. And here, it looked like the offense was going to stay on the field. Now they bring out the punting unit.
So Alston will think about what could have been. And Rolesville sends back Noah Rogers, the ever-dangerous, and now it's a fake. Lucas wants to throw on 4th down. He'll have to toss it ahead, and it's incomplete. Penalty marker is down. It looked like that was Zane Williams, the intended target there. And what did Mark Barber and his crew see? An illegal man downfield. And so it will be turned over to Rolesville.
And Rolesville has to be very pleased. You get off the field on 3rd down, and then now ball goes back to your offense. Another penalty to help out the field position here. Still, you got your 2 timeouts, plenty of time here going into the half. But this offense, Patrick, has to get into a groove and get some positive plays moving down the field.
Opportunity lost right there for Wake Forest. You convert on 4th down. You come out with the absolute perfect play call on 3rd and 15. The hookup not made. You call for a fake punt. That doesn't work out. And just like that, momentum majorly over to the Rams, down by just 7. So the drive begins for Byron Brown in Rolesville, and action on that line of scrimmage area. Marker is down, and this one will go against Rolesville.
And that's a great point you made. And now with Rolesville having the ball, this is where you have to take advantage of it. You've got to recognize, hey, listen, we kind of got lucky there. Now we've got to take a shot in here and be aggressive.
Yeah, maybe a slightly better route by Alston, or maybe a slightly more pinpoint pass by Lucas. Either way, that should have been 6 as they look at the film coming up in a couple of days. It was the right play call, the perfect play call, but no payoff. 1st and 15 now for Rolesville, the 32. Well, the Cougars, they've been leaning heavily on this defensive unit all year. They do a blitz, and they knock Brown off balance, and he goes down behind the line of scrimmage. And we get a quick whistle and a timeout to be taken here.
Well, Max Hines, number 5, went to the outside. That's what forced Brown to go to the inside. He just got tripped up as he tried to get out to the open field.
All right, so a timeout taken. It'll be 2nd and long. And Maryland Payne had a chance before the game to catch up with the United States Marine Corps Sergeant Roberson.
I'm joined right now by a representative from the local Marine Corps. This is Sergeant Roberson. Thanks so much for supporting us here on Friday Night Rivals. We're always thankful to have the Marines with us.
Absolutely.
Now, what do you want high school students or anyone watching to know about the opportunities for career and advancement that the Marines offer?
Yeah, so the Marine Corps has over 350 different careers to choose from, as well as a whole bunch of education opportunities to extend your education.
Okay, so 350 sounds like more than we could list with the time that we have. Do you have a website that you can direct people to if they want to go take a look at that list and the opportunities the Marines offer?
Absolutely, Marines.com. It's a great website, get a lot of information.
Awesome, thanks so much for your time.
Absolutely.
Back to you, Patrick.
All right, thanks, Marilyn. Thank you, Sergeant Robertson. And again, the United States Marine Corps, sponsor of the opening coin toss. To few the proud of the Marines. Contact your local recruiter today. 2nd down and 19, dumping it short over the middle. And the connection there with Jordan Monroe, but immediately taken down. Short gain brings up 3rd and long.
Well, and Monroe just sat over the middle of the field there. Quick tackle, but now 3rd and long still coming up. Offensive line, you got to protect. Give Brown time to throw the ball here for the Rams. I'd roll him out and try to pick this up with his legs or through the air.
A gain of 7, still 3rd and about 13. Wake Forest looking for the stop. They come with the blitz. It's picked up. And now Brown, though, trying to move forward. Can't get through. Chris Allen is there again. And a late penalty marker comes in.
Allen's playing both ways there, and the pocket just collapsed. Nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and Allen beat the block.
And the Rams punt team already coming on the field, so this looks like it's going to be going against Rolesville, and it is another hold. That's 5 penalties on Rolesville, 8 on Wake Forest, and we're still in the first half.
And look at number 58 there. He really got blocked by 3 guys, then finally broke through to make the sack.
So Rolesville will punt it away. Both teams have tried a fake punt once. DePasquale back to return. Light pressure gets through, and it's blocked inside the 10, and it is picked up by Wake Forest inside the 5-yard line. And that's Zane Williams, the sophomore, with another game-changing play for the Cougars.
And here he just shot through. They're taking the ball off the foot and then was almost able to pick this up and go into the end zone. But what a game-changing play right there on special teams, setting your offense up here inside the 5-yard line.
Boy, what a bright future Williams has. And now inside the CPI security red zone, Wake Forest with a 7-0 lead. CPI protecting the Southeast for more than 25 years. Looking for a 2-touchdown lead. Nigel Lucas back on the field. There's the handoff, moving left to the end zone, and touchdown, Wake Forest. Miles Dickens from a couple of yards out, and it's 13-0 Wake Forest. One play after the block punt by Williams.
Special teams leading to points, and this Wake Forest offense, they're being aggressive at the point of attack. Their offensive lineman is moving the pile, and these running backs, there's no hesitation. All of a sudden, they're just driving into the end zone. Good job capitalizing to get another touchdown.
So Wake Tech touchdown, brought to you by Wake Tech. Lead the way at Wake Tech. Extra point tacked on with 3:53 remaining in the first half. It's now a 14-point lead for Wake Forest. Well, let's take a look at the Pepsi fan cam. Pepsi, made for football watching. Grab a cold, refreshing Pepsi today. Now the Mario Brothers did attendance.
There you go.
Good to see.
Close to Halloween here. Everybody's dressing up. Not as many costumes there with the parents.
Again, it is senior night here at Rolesville High School, but it's senior night for Wake Forest. This is a Wake Forest scheduled home game, but again, their football stadium is being renovated. Will be ready next year, so they had all the senior night festivities about an hour and a half before the game tonight. And as a result, very nice contingent for the Wake Forest family and friends and students out here tonight. Just a perfect night.
Great weather and so much excitement. You can tell the impact of this ball game in the conference race, and both these teams are expecting to make long playoff runs, and competition at its highest, and the eyes of the state are on this game.
Evan Helfrich on to kick it away for Wake Forest. Well, make no mistake here, Rolesville needs a big offensive play before halftime on the open door kickoff. Goes off of a knee and somehow maintaining balance and finally taken down. Antonio Krim is doing everything he could to turn something positive out of that kickoff, but it bounced off his leg. He picked up and then was under immediate pressure.
And here the Rams have to feel the sense of urgency. They've got to have something positive going into the halftime break. And early on in that first quarter, they took the big shot over the top to Noah Rogers. I think they've got to find a way to get the ball back to him again.
Yeah, and that was a touchdown waiting to happen. The pass was slightly overthrown. Again, this is an offense. Look at what Rolesville has done this year. In their wins, 58 on East Wake, 34 on Hillside, 65 on Broughton, 42 on Wakefield, and then last week a school record 73 against Nightdale. They're scoreless here on their home field late in the first half. Yes, it's against Wake Forest, but yes, this is an offense that has just been decimating school after school, week after week all season.
Well, when you have adversity kind of here in this situation, how are you going to fight through that? You have to find a way, make some adjustments, and here we're seeing different blitzing schemes coming from Wake Forest. You've got to find a way to make them pay when they bring the extra defender up.
Ira Brown on 2nd and 6. Time to throw. Tucks it under. Throws short to the left side. Rory Jones speeds down the sideline over the 40. Inside Wake Forest territory. And the biggest offensive play of the night for the Rams.
Jones is such a talented junior. This is what you've got to do. You've got to get rid of the ball under these underneath routes. And here, look at Brown just kind of moving in and out, and then it was a whip route, and then Jones doing the rest. Nice block out there by Mickens, clearing out the sideline. And that's the first explosive play of the ball game for the offense.
That goes for 53 yards. First down, scrambling forward is Brown for a couple of yards. So one timeout remaining in this half, trailing by 14, and boy, that does wonders for the confidence of this team that has not had any kind of offensive confidence issues this year for Rolesville. 2nd and 7. Now, can they cash it in? This is where the Wake Forest defense has been so good this year. They'll give up an occasional big play. Handoff between the tackles. Sprinting forward, quick little cutback, and it just looked like Antonio Krim couldn't really plant. We've seen a couple of slippages tonight on this field. Trying to cut back, still gets the first down, and inside the 20-yard line. Quick snap. Handoff again. Down to about the 15-yard line. Penalty marker comes in late.
Rolesville playing with more tempo there, going no huddle and rushing to the line of scrimmage.
Looks like there might be maybe a 5-yard face mask if I'm reading the gestures correctly here. Mark Barber, the referee in the white hats, checking the spot of the football. He's going to mark this one forward by a couple of yards, and now we'll see if they assess the penalty. 2:01 for the half, 14-0 Wake Forest, but signs of life now for the Rolesville offense. 53-yard hookup from Brown to Jones. Complex case here. And yeah, you do see Noah Rogers indicate this is going to be a face mask on Wake Forest. It's just a matter of, if it's 5 yards or if it's half the distance, where the ball is going to be spotted here. And Mark Barber, our referee, is trying to confirm that he has the football in the right spots. I think he's trying to convey that to the Wake Forest sideline as well. Yeah, yep. I'd say that's the issue. Reggie Lucas displeased with the call. So it's only going to be a 5-yard penalty on the face mask, not the personal foul variety. I think Mark is still trying to determine if the football's in the right spot here. And now the football is lifted and replaced. It's like we're playing with PGA rules here. We need a rule expert. And now they will bring back the chains. If this were the only penalty we've seen in this first half, maybe it wouldn't be such a big deal, but it's about the 15th we've seen here.
This is measurement.
And now they're going to measure to see if that will be a first down. And they stretch it out, and looks like it's going to be a little bit short.
Well, this stoppage right now really is a win for this Wake Forest defense because Rolesville had some momentum playing fast.
And this is like a question on the LSATs right here.
Everybody's just waiting for the answer.
Yeah, the energy and the momentum that the Rams had has just completely hit a wall because of this penalty and trying to get the spot correct. And you see Mark Barber trying to explain to Martin Samick, the head coach for Rolesville. And yeah, it's going to be first down, but first down in inches here for Rolesville. So that will certainly impact what play call we see from the Rams. So they're inside the 10-yard line, but this is not first and goal. It's first in inches, and then potentially a first and goal will follow. And so now we are finally ready to resume. The clock does restart. And contact in the backfield and driven back for a loss. And one more time, Zane Williams, number 30, was there. And absolutely nothing for Rolesville on that first down play.
For Rolesville, you got to expect the blitz. Here's Wake Forest again, right off the edges. Williams and Stephen Williams. So Zane and Stephen, the Williams outside linebackers just coming up there, nowhere to run. And now this clock here moving down, but Rolesville, you still have the timeout, plenty of time here. And really, if you get a touchdown here, you want this clock to run down and not give the Cougars any time.
Back in the CPI security red zone, protecting the Southeast for more than 25 years. Second down, they need about 7. A pass off the back foot connects with Noah Rogers, and Rogers spins to the sideline, and he's right near the marker at around the 7-yard line. And it looks like that will be enough for a first down. That will bring up first and goal now for Rolesville.
Well, there it is now. So you get the out route to Rogers. You pick it up. You see him out here, one-on-one coverage, going in, then going back to the outside. And again, plenty of time, over a minute left on the clock.
Is that the first reception for Rogers tonight?
First one. Second one thrown his way.
So 1st and goal now for Rolesville. Minute 3 to go in the first half, down by 14. Little fade to the front pylon, and it is caught. It is inbounds. Touchdown, Noah Rogers and the Rolesville Rams.
Here it is, back-to-back plays. You go back to Rogers, and there on the sideline, one-on-one coverage. He's going to win every time with that frame. 6'2", the long arms just goes up and grabs it. Him and Brown have been so good all season long. Little cut to the inside, the fade to the outside, and perfect throw by Brown.
And no chance for Deshaun Grant on coverage. So the Wake Tech touchdown, lead the way at Wake Tech. Extra point punished through. So inside the final minute of this first half, and a badly needed touchdown by Rolesville. But the big play much earlier in that series on 2nd and long, the connection between Brown and Rory Jones for 53 yards that really got the Rams out of jail and got this drive moving.
Yeah, he set things up. They needed that explosive play to really move the chains down the field. And now, as you go into the halftime break, if you can get a stop here, get to the halftime only down by 7 points, this is a Rams offense that's so good. They've been explosive all year. You can't hold them down. They haven't had their best first half, but you see the signs of life here on this last drive.
It's 14-7 Wake Forest. Again, Wake Forest will get the football coming out of halftime. Rolesville beat Wake Forest twice last spring. They won the conference championship, representing the East in the 4AA state championship game. They were beaten by Vance 35-14. And a story told by Martin Samick earlier this fall was that 2 days after they lost that championship game to Vance 35-14, the team was back in the weight room on Monday. The championship was on Saturday, 48 hours earlier. And Byron Brown went on to the grease board, the message board in the weight room, and wrote up 35-14. And that's been up there ever since, as they're hoping to learn from a very memorable experience, but they feel like they have one more step to take. Open door kickoff. On the ground, picked up by Wake Forest. A good return out to beyond the 35 to the 38-yard line. So 2 timeouts, 52 seconds left, and a touchdown lead for the Cougars. A reminder, stay tuned. The myspot.nc.gov halftime report. This week's Riddle and Brantley Scholar athletes, principal interviews, highlights, and more. Don't wait to vaccinate. Find a COVID-19 vaccine location near you at myspot.nc.gov. All right, Jay, how aggressive are you going to be if you are Reggie Lucas and the Cougars here?
Well, I think you got good field position, especially here on 1st and 2nd down, potentially. I'm going to take a shot here and test out this defense and see if you can get something going, because you still have 2 opportunities to stop the clock.
Pasquale finding a seam outside the numbers, and he's in the Ram territory, down to the 47. That will stop the clock with 45 seconds left. Still 2 timeouts.
Well, now you're going to be aggressive after that play with Pasquale here. This team here, the clock's moving here. We'll see. They need to run up and have a sense of urgency here to get the ball off.
Wake Tech first down. Lead the way at Wake Tech. Look at the snap off inside a half minute. Low snap. Lucas with time. Steps into it. Finesses one down the middle. And it's intercepted by Rolesville. Divine Hill brings it back almost to midfield with 19 seconds left. And the junior picks off Nigel Lucas and gives the Rams even more belief. And he ran out of his shoe, leaving a cleat behind.
And here's the recognition of Hill just reading the eyes and coming up and jumping in the passing lane. That closing speed. Look at that, jumping in front there on the post route. And then now Rolesville going to have an opportunity right around midfield, right around 20 seconds left to make something happen here and get some more points.
Oh, and mobbed on the sideline. They said, hey, easy. Now he gets the turnover chain, and now the celebration really kicks in. Well, how would this be for a plot twist for the Rams? Can they score a couple of touchdowns inside the final minute? They're going to take a shot. Brown, pressure from the backside. And the ball's knocked loose, and a strip, sack, and fumble recovery by Wake Forest. Stephen Williams ambushing the quarterback Brown. Took it right out of his right hand and recovered, and it's back to the Cougars with 14 seconds left.
And one of the leaders of this defense making a huge play on the blind side, beating the block, strip sack. Look at him here, just going for the football, and this game's going back and forth. Defenders making huge plays.
And now we get a stoppage in play, 14 seconds left. I mean, how many times do you see that from a blitzer? He basically took the ball right out of the palm of Byron Brown's hands, and the ball didn't even land on the turf. He basically took it out of his hands, cradled it in, and landed.
Just got low on the outside. There you see him beating the tackle. Then he just grabbed it.
Yeah. I'm not sure I've really seen that before. What a play. What a timely play for the senior Stephen Williams.
Providing pressure off of the edge. I mean, Williams, again, not only is he a top performer with his stats, over 50 tackles on the year, but he's a leader on this defense. Reggie Lucas really looks towards him to provide a spark, and there he did his job.
Still 2 timeouts. The ball at the 40-yard line of the Rams. What will Nigel Lucas and the Wake Forest offense do here? They're going to look to the air. Quick pass this sideline and run out of bounds. That's deep. Pasquale for only about 3.
There you see the versatility of Di Pasquale. Seen him running the football there, going out on his route. Nice cut to the outside, quickly getting out of bounds.
Now running that play tells me maybe they're thinking about just picking up some yards and trying a very deep field goal here. Or you're taking a deep shot here on 2nd down. But whatever it is has to happen quickly. Lucas, swarm, cuts to his right. Down inside the 30-yard line. He's down with 2 seconds left. They stop the clock. They may add a little bit of time to the clock as well. With the 1st down, the clock will stop. It looked like it was right around 2 seconds. And Wake Forest still has a timeout to take here. So now, Jay, you are theoretically in field goal range.
And Lucas is an athlete. Look at the pressure. There's nowhere to go, and then he makes something happen. Look at the cut there, going back to the inside and having the recognition just to get down just in time. You can call a timeout.
And so Wake will use a timeout. We will see if they add any time. But now the ball was spotted at the 29-yard line. So if they're going to attempt a field goal, it'll be from about 46 yards out. Evan Helfrich is their freshman kicker. And we'll see what Reggie Lucas wants to do here. I mean, only he really knows if this is inside the range of Helfrich. Will you take a shot? Lucas is coming on the field. And no sign of the freshman kicker. So they will go for it here on 1st down from the 29. And what will be, assuming no defensive penalty, the final play of the half. So this will go to the end zone some way, somehow. Lucas, straight drop back. Protection breaks down. He'll toss it to the right corner of the end zone and gets through, and it is caught, and it is in for a touchdown. It got through to Trey Stansel from 29 yards as the clock shows 00, and a dagger for the Cougars here in Rolesville in the final play of the half.
Unbelievable catch, and here's Lucas again getting away from pressure, putting in the perfect spot. How did he catch that? Look at the focus as the arm went up from the defender. He brings it in here.
Caleb Hicks did tip it, but a juggling fingertip catch made by Trey Stansel in the back right corner of the end zone. And man, did we have some plot twists in the final minute of this half. But Wake Forest on the last play of the half connects with Stansel from 29 yards out and takes a 21-7 lead into halftime.
And back and forth, you said it, huge momentum shifts. And there's Stansel with the focus, a defender right in his face. He was able just to tip it up and then come back down with it. And how about the play of Lucas in the first half, making things happen?
So So 21-7. We saw 2 touchdowns inside the final minute. We thought 2 touchdowns might be scored, perhaps both by Rolesville. But the big strip sack defensively by Wake Forest, and Stephen Williams giving the Cougars a last-second opportunity to tack on points, which they do at the gun. So it is a 21-7 lead for Wake Forest. Let's go to Marilyn Payne, who's with Reggie Lucas. Marilyn?
Game in which you did take a 2-touchdown lead at the final second there.
Well, it just shows on every play both teams can score, so the defense has got to be ready all game. And I'm just not happy that we gave up the long crossing route that got them down in the red zone. That's where my mind is at now. I thought our defense was clean in the first half, except for that. We know they got big playmakers, and we can't give them big plays.
How do you ensure at halftime that you do not give up any more big plays in the second?
Well, you correct that mistake first, and then again we go back to just being aggressive, putting pressure on the quarterback, and being where we're supposed to be and making tackles.
We'll let you go deliver the message to your team. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you, Reggie Lucas. Thank you, Marilyn. How about this? Final play, first half, tipped, juggled, and brought in, and the foot gets down for Trey Stansel. Wake Forest at halftime leading 21-7. The myspot.nc.gov halftime report is next.
Next is Lisa Haslin, who's escorted by her parents, Vera and Jennifer Haslin. Essex has participated in 5 years of marching band and 4 years of women's soccer. He has also served as percussion section leader. Essex plans on attending Wake Tech and continuing to culinary school. Camilla Kelly has participated in 2 seasons of marching band and 4 years of winter guard. Camilla plans on attending Western Carolina University to major in business administration. Next is Roman Ortiz, who is escorted by his parents, Ron and Darcy Ortiz. Roman has participated in 4 years of marching band, 4 years of women's softball, and 2 years of JS. Roman plans on attending a 4-year university to major in engineering. Next is Michaela Teasley, who is escorted by her parents, Mike and Regina Teasley. Michaela has participated in 4 years of marching band and 4 years of women's softball. Michaela serves as a student conductor and drum major of the marching group. She plans on attending a 4-year university to major in communications. Next is Matthew Turnage, who is escorted by his parents, Chris and Jennifer Turnage. Matthew has participated in 2 seasons of marching band and 4 years of band class. He has also served as a section leader. Matthew plans on attending a 4-year university to major in music composition. Congratulations again to all our band seniors and to the whole class of 2022. And now, for your halftime entertainment, please welcome the Wake Forest High School Marching Cougars. Tonight, the people perform their
Welcome back to the myspot.nc.gov halftime report. Right now it's time for the Riddle and Brantley Scholar Athlete of the Week. Presenting the award for Riddle and Brantley is Patrick White tonight.
Brantley is proud to present the Friday Night Rivals Riddle and Brantley Scholar Athlete of the Week from Rolesville High School. The Riddle and Brantley Scholar Athlete of the Week is Sterling Elliott. Sterling is a 2-year varsity football letterman, 4-year varsity wrestling letterman, and carries a 4.13 GPA. Sterling is the class treasurer, member of National Honor Society, United Strings of Color, and National Achievers Society. Sterling is also the principal violinist for the High School Symphonic Orchestra and the assistant principal violinist in the Triangle Youth Philharmonic. From Wake Forest High School, the Riddle and Brantley Scholar Athlete of the Week is Wesley Gaines. Wesley is a 4-year football player, an honor roll student, and carries a 3.95 GPA. Wesley is a National Honor Society candidate and volunteers in church activities.
Riddle and Brantley is proud to be a sponsor of the Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Congratulations to these All-Stars, and good luck on your eligibility for a $5,000 scholarship at the end of the season.
Riddle and Brantley. Injured in an accident? Call Riddle and Brantley when justice counts.
Thanks, as always, to Riddle and Brantley for their support of us on Friday Night Rivals. Right now, I have with me Miss Patty Hamler. She is the principal at Wake Forest, visiting here at Rolesville High School, but the home team tonight. What has this entire season been like for the Wake Forest program as you guys continue to build a beautiful facility at your high school?
The team and the coaches have been resilient. The parents, everyone has really worked together. But a shout out to all the schools in the NAC 6 for making us home. It feels like home when we're here. Everybody gets along, cordial. Everybody works together to help us get through this. However, we're looking forward to that day.
Well, I know that tonight in particular, you had the opportunity to recognize the seniors from your school, the football program, cheerleaders, band as well. What's it like to just really be able to do that despite all of the traveling you guys have done this season?
It shows that everybody works together. It's like truly a family. We wouldn't have been able to do it without all the assistance from everybody else. So we are very thankful.
Well, it's been awesome to watch your football program and your entire school, even the student section out here tonight, working with the circumstances and up with a 2-touchdown lead nonetheless.
We travel well.
Yes, you do. Thanks so much for your time. Again, a principal from Wake Forest, Patty Hamler. Stay with us on Friday Night Rivals. We'll be right back with more. Okay, so I need both. No, she's finished. You're all set. You're set. Sorry. Okay, so the way Koshatsky. So I need you really close. Yours is going to wait for us? Yeah. Okay, so these interviews are going to go right one and then the other. They don't have a graphic or anything to switch between us. Koshatsky. Yes. How many questions am I doing with NCDHHS? Did I hear 1 minute? Okay. Deidre, I'm going to have you just kind of stand over here. And we're going to go through 3 questions. Are you involved with the Student Advisory Council? Where's Wake County right now? Vaccine number? What do you want to do back? Your peers or anything to get back? I'm going to thank you, and then I'm going to roll the camera, and then I'm going to turn it back to you and kind of and then we'll be all set. Shots. Sophomore. She's a sophomore doing live television. Well, welcome back to Friday Night Rivals. Right now, Wake Forest is facing Rolesville at Rolesville. Wake Forest, though, the home team tonight and up 21-7. I'm joined right now by Rachel Koshatsky. She is a sophomore at Wake Forest High School, and she's here representing the COVID-19 Student Advisory County for Wake County. We've been thankful all season long to be sponsored by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. This is the myspot.nc.gov halftime report. Rachel, why has it been so important for you this fall to be involved with the COVID-19 Student Advisory Council?
I feel like it's just a really great opportunity to connect with other teens as well as to get information out there to vaccinate more people and to get people using safer COVID protocol.
Now, as we all follow this protocol throughout the fall, but are back, crowds are here in the stands. The football teams are playing in the fall this year, not the spring like they did last year. Where do we stand as a county, Wake County, with vaccines to enable this all to happen?
So right now, teens ages 12 to 17 are 68% vaccinated, which is up from last week at 64%. And we're really looking for just more teens to get vaccinated so we can keep having great sports games just happening all throughout the year.
What else are you doing in the classroom or just in your day-to-day life that you look around and go, man, I'm glad I'm able to do this right now?
honestly, just seeing people out here wearing masks and supporting other people's decisions to do so, I just feel like it's really great at this time.
People are hearing this and they're thinking, hey, maybe it's time for me to go ahead and get vaccinated as well. Where do you direct them to get more information and to sign up to get their shot?
wakegov.com/vaccine.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Rachel. Again, she's a sophomore at Wake Forest High School, helping her community get more vaccinated and us continue to be able to do the things that we have been able to do this fall. Now, right with me on the other side here, I have Miss Deidre Lassiter. She's the principal here at Rolesville. Tonight, she has helped Wake Forest come in and play as the home team. What has this experience been like for you? I know as a principal, you've rolled through every imaginable circumstance over the last 18 months, but this week in particular.
So I think one of the things to realize is that we actually, despite being fierce competitors on the gridiron, we are all very close in this community. So when Patty's school was faced with the situation with their stadium, we're all going to pitch in and do what we need to do to make sure that we can continue to compete. We will be competitors on the gridiron, but we are really all very good friends. And honestly, it's just one more extension, it seems, of this experience with COVID. Because if we hadn't leaned on one another, I really don't know what we would have done over the last few months.
Now, the history between Rolesville and Wake Forest, which used to be Wake Forest Rolesville until you got opened up in 2013. Over the last 8 years, what has it been like developing your own identity and your own competitive spirit for the Rams?
That is a very good question. You always have to have young schools believe in themselves and help them figure out what it is they believe and what do they want to work for. Honestly, it's great to be able to have such great rivals here because that tells you what to aspire for. I've been a Wake Forest Rolesville teacher. Coach Lucas and I used to teach together. Ms. Hamlin and I are great friends. It's part of who we are as a community. But when we've got a school as awesome as they are to look up to, it's helped improve us and how we've become the school that we've become over time too.
Well, we've seen it in the classroom from your school, no doubt. We've also seen it in the football program with Martin Samek's team in the state finals this past spring. Thank you so much for your time, Principal Lassiter.
Absolutely.
Again, for talking with us here on Friday Night Rivals. Right now, the Rams trail the Cougars. 21-7 is the differential. Stay with us on Friday Night Rivals. We'll be right back with more.
(21-7) halftime lead, Wake Forest over Rolesville. Well, earlier tonight, Marilyn Payne spoke with Jose Fabre Jr., a recruiter with Wake Tech Community College. Let's join them now.
I have here with me Jose Fabre. He's a recruitment and outreach officer with Wake Tech. We're so thankful to Wake Tech for supporting us here on Friday Night Rivals. Now, Jose, what does Wake Tech want students to know about what you have to offer? Maybe something that students don't know yet.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let me tell you, at Wake Tech, we have a vision that we will reach students in every part of Wake County and rally around them for them to go as far as their dreams, talents, and resilience takes them. And so that's why I'm here today as part of the reaching part. But what I want them to know today is that we will also rally around them for them to fulfill their dreams, okay? So that is why we're here today. Very excited to be here.
Dream fulfillment and resiliency promised. If students want to learn more, what website can you offer them to get more information about Wake Tech?
Of course, definitely. Well, you can learn more about the programs that Wake Tech has to offer. A lot of partnership programs, by the way, where you could transfer from Wake Tech to a 4-year institution, okay? If you want to learn more about that, you could go to waketech.edu, and if you just want to apply today, apply.waketech.edu, okay? Very simple.
Awesome, Jose. Thank you so much for your time.
Definitely. Thank you. Have a great day, all right? Bye-bye.
All right, thank you, Jose. Thank you, Marilyn. And again, 21-7 is our halftime score, favoring Wake Forest. And tonight we have highlights from our first 7 games of this Friday Night Rivals season package. Let's relive some of those moments.
Go with the eye. Royster with a first down scamper and a lot more. There goes Royster. He's off to the races. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Trojans. It's going to be a tougher road for a state champion in modern times. Oh, what a catch. Winston. Goodbye. Touchdown.
Fake.
There it is. There goes the fake down the sideline. Krim to the house. On the fake punt. What a time to call it. Loss of 4. Second down, 14. Kearns throws, picked out of the air. It's going to be taken in for a score. Their second pick 6 of the game. You're right, you could see a fake. They're going to kick. It was blocked. Grabbed. Returned. It's Carlson who had the interception earlier. He's looking for a convoy.
Right up the middle. Is that Christopher?
Yes. How about that? After the penalty, 1st and 12. Fortune. Here's Grimes. Grimes down the sideline. Look at Grimes go. Off to the races. Nobody's going to catch him. 5th touchdown tonight. Pump of the fist. Shake of the head. Scoring. Rolesville 58% through the air in his career as Brown. He'll hoist it here. Oh, what a catch made by Rogers. He breaks free. So those two connect. Screen, oh, it's intercepted. Taken out of the air. The lineman scream. He rumbles into the end zone. What a way to cap it for Garner. Jabin Zimmerman with the Wake Tech touchdown.
Some of the memories, more to come. 21-7, Wake Forest leading Rolesville. More of the myspot.nc.gov halftime report when we return to Rolesville. 21-7 the halftime lead for Wake Forest over Rolesville as we continue with the myspot.nc.gov halftime report. Patrick Keenis, Jay Sohnhalter back in Rolesville. And Jay, let's first off go downstairs. Marilyn Payne has been able to catch up with the head coach of Rolesville, Martin Semick. Marilyn?
Coach, what does your offense need to do in order to find some momentum and get this ball game tied up?
Well, we got to get the ball out of the quarterback's hand a little faster. We got to make sure that we come out of our breaks for our receivers a little bit more and establish a run game. We did.
Your defense has done a nice job of getting the ball even when Wake Forest has it. How do you capitalize on that?
Well, our offense has to do those things. Like I think our other than a block punt that got us in a tough situation, I thought our defense has actually played pretty well tonight. And then that last touchdown, we knocked it down and got tipped or whatever. But we just got to make the plays on defense and keep doing that and give our offense chances.
All right, thanks for your time.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Patrick, back to you.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Marilyn. 21-7 is our halftime lead. Jay, as we head to some first half highlights, and we saw 20 minutes of football and 1 touchdown, 3 touchdowns inside the final 4 minutes as things got really fun late.
Yeah, they did. And early on here, the special teams coverage and then the turnovers. Rolesville coming through there. Ethan Daniel with a huge interception. Both defenses really went back and forth as far as turning the ball over, making huge plays. But Deep Pasquale got things going here on the ground. This is the first touchdown, the tough physical run. And this offense really did a nice job using him at running back and also out in the slot.
And those Deep Pasquale from 36. Then you get the punt blocked by Williams. Carries it down inside the 5-yard line. He basically took it right off of the foot of the punter. And Wake Forest was able to cash in 1 play later on a 2-yard touchdown run by Mickens. And it made it 14-0 for the Cougars.
Yeah, and they really had some momentum at this point, and then Rolesville came back and had a drive of their own. And then Rogers here on the fade route, Brown and him connecting. And this was a big momentum shift for them, getting that explosive passing play to Mixon, and then he finished it off there. But Lucas here, again, making plays all over the field in the first half, but it was Divine Hill coming up in the secondary to get the interception.
And it looked like that might be enough to give Rolesville a chance to draw level before the end of the first half. But then we see the strip sack and the fumble recovery all in one fell swoop by Stephen Williams of Wake Forest. And then on the last play of the first half, somehow this tip pass got through. Stansel makes the catch in the back corner of the end zone. And Wake Forest now leads 21-7 as we take a look at some of the first half stats.
Well, the turnovers and the penalties are the areas that Wake Forest addressed at the halftime break, but they've got a 2-touchdown lead, so they've got to be pleased. Now for Rolesville, Martin Samick said it, hey, listen, when you create turnovers, just give more opportunities over to our offense. I think they've got to get the running game going here and have more balance in their offensive attack.
And just like in baseball, where the old adage is, especially when you get to the postseason, good pitching beats good hitting. Right now, good defense of Wake Forest is beating the good offense for Rolesville through the first half anyway. Only 135 total yards for the Ram offense.
And the outside linebackers for the Cougars are winning. They're getting pressure. And then the other thing they're doing is forcing Brown to stay in the pocket. And then Chris Allen is really closing things up. So Rolesville offense has to find a way to get him outside and elude that pressure.
All right, ready to begin the third quarter. The open door kickoff. Open door, the new way to sell your home. Stansel and Lucas are deep for Wake Forest. And this will be returned from the 10-yard line. And this is Stansel. He's across the 20, still on his feet, swings wide. And Stansel out near midfield, down the sideline, stays on his feet, and is brought down and around the 35-yard line. A 55-yard kickoff return by the senior Trey Stansel, and no flags.
Another opportunity for this offense with outstanding field position. Look at this run. It was a middle return. Look at the blocking unit up front, just plowing through there, and then the stiff arm to get to the outside, and it's off to the races. Look at him here with a nice cut back to the inside. He just has that unique awareness of when to make a cut, staying patient, follow your blockers.
And he doesn't even get a play off. Here we go. First offensive play of this third quarter. Wake Forest with the ball and a 2-touchdown lead. And a patient run inside the 35 down to maybe the 32. And that'll be Lucas for about 3. Brought down by Cassidy.
Patrick, I thought Lucas played such a good first half with his decision-making, leading the offense, and then, again, getting outside of the pocket when he had to.
Yeah, this is one of those kind of unheralded aspects of Wake Forest. We saw it last week with Lucas. You give Wake Forest the lead as we get a direct snap now, and that's DePasquale down inside the 30 to about the 27. With the lead, you get the game in the hands of the son of the head coach, and we know that Nigel Lucas knows how to orchestrate an offense, work down the play clock, make the right decisions at the right time late in contests. That's what will allow Wake Forest an opportunity to matriculate late into the postseason.
And then also in the second half, the goal is to kind of grind on you first, second, third, and fourth quarter. So it really pays off and you wear out the defense.
Quick little handoff, DePasquale knifing through. That'll be a first down inside the 20 for DePasquale. All Insurance first down, providing quality insurance products to our senior community.
Well, for Rolesville right now, you've got to do something on the defensive end. Create a turnover. Put extra defenders up in the box to try to slow down this offense, because right now Wake Forest had the momentum going into the break, and now get the special teams play, and this offense is continuing to roll.
And at the 18-yard line inside the CPI security red zone, CPI protecting the Southeast for more than 25 years. And an injured player for Wake Forest down in the field, and that is an important one, as Chris Allen dealing with a left leg cramp. Timeout on the field. We'll come back with more as the drive continues for the Cougars. Early state is third quarter, up by 14. During the fourth quarter tonight, we will have the Honda dealers of the Carolinas scoring drive of the game. See your Honda dealer of the Carolinas today. Chris Allen able to walk off the field under his own power, dealing with a cramp in his left leg. First couple minutes of this third quarter, 21-7 Wake Forest. Big kickoff return to set up a short field. Toss to the end zone, left side, gets through, and it's Trey Stansel again. 18 yards out. Second time in the last 2.5 minutes we have seen Nigel Lucas hook up with Trey Stansel, and it's 27-7 Wake Forest.
And this was a perfect throw from Lucas with pressure in his face. A little play action. There's comes the pressure. Look at that corner route right in stride to Stansel. This offense looked so good. They had the protection. Again, mixing in the passing game. That was an accurate throw from Lucas.
Wake Tech touchdown. Lead the way at Wake Tech. Extra point is knocked wide, and it remains a 27-7 lead for Wake Forest. 10:09 remaining third quarter. And Jay, let's rewind the tape back late second quarter. Rolesville gets the big interception, has a chance to maybe score again and draw even going into intermission. And next thing you know, the strip sack, fumble recovery, the last second touchdown. Now you give it the football and the kickoff, a big play. Suddenly you're down 20 points. And we need to now see what the championship medal and the mentality is on the Rams sideline as they trail Wake Forest by 20. Where do you think they are right now?
Well, right now they've got knocked back. And this is where you find out about your team when you face adversity. How are you going to come back? Your backs are against the wall. So the first thing you have to do here is get a good drive. Field position is going to be important here on special teams. But I think you've got to look towards your best players to create explosive plays. And then on the defensive side, you've got to find a way to create some more turnovers here, because right now the Wake Forest offense is winning at the line of scrimmage, and then they're also using the passing game as well. So you've got to get pressure up front and then create turnovers.
All right, let's go to the sideline in Maryland.
Martin Samick explained the need for Byron Brown to trust himself more at halftime. Right before we talked on camera, he said that Byron is just out of himself a little bit. The best thing about his quarterback, he's told us into each of the games that we've covered for the Rolesville Rams, is that Byron Brown is a coachable player. He's somebody who doesn't make the same mistake twice, and he typically has a pretty good spirit about him. He's confident in the decisions that he makes, but Samick said he's seen Byron get a little bit more down on himself and take more ownership of the fact that this offense is being held scoreless or only to one touchdown as long as they've really been in that position any time this season. So he's hoping his young QB can be who his young QB is when he's at his best.
At the South Florida Bowl recruits, and Jay, I want to get your thoughts on that after this first down plays. Brown hands it off. They stay on the ground, and a pretty good first down carry. Very good. Good for a first down. 13 yards for Krim and a first down. So what have you seen from Brown tonight, juxtaposed against some of the other games that we've seen him play?
Well, I think tonight he's facing the best defense he's gone against all year, and he's had a lot of pressure in his face. And Brown is one of the best athletes in the state, and colleges besides South Florida continue to recruit him because they know his talent. West Virginia, Ohio State were in last week to watch him. He's got all the tools you're looking for, but here in the second half, it's a team effort. You got to get your offensive line up front to protect. Brown's got to pick out his wide receivers, but they've got to get going in a hurry.
First down reception by Camden Raj. Picks up about 7. Well, in a game like this, as we've seen, the game we saw last week with Heritage and Wake Forest, you knew there weren't going to be an abundance of possessions in the second half. It's a bit different sense for me here today. So you know that if you're Rolesville, you're going to get more than 3 possessions here in this second half, down by 20 points. But you still need to pay them off at a high rate here in this second half and get some stops defensively.
And I think you just have to have more consistency on the offensive end. They just haven't had, other than that scoring drive, they haven't had the ability to pick up consistent first downs and move the ball. And again, I think they've got to find a way to slow down this blitzing attack and just throw the ball on short routes.
So dodging pressure, Brown across midfield, looks for the sticks, and I think he'll get it inside the 50 and undercut it around the 46-yard line. That will move the chains. First down for Rolesville.
And Brown here looking over towards the left side. There you feel the pressure, get out of the pocket, and then right there, that's the skill you can't coach, the ability just to pick up the first down, get enough, and then here, get the first down here. I think, again, you've got to get Krim going, too. He had a couple big runs, but they've got to get him more involved.
Hall Insurance Company first down, providing quality insurance products to our senior community at Hall Insurance. Just outside the 45-yard line, first down for Rolesville, down by 20. And showing blitz, Wake Forest, and Brown maybe audibly. Play fake. Time to throw for one of the first times today. Unloads deep into double coverage. Incomplete for Camden Raj.
And I like the aggressiveness there. Even though it's double coverage, Raj has good speed. Time up front for Brown to throw is a little misconnection there. But again, you've got to test out this secondary and try to create those big plays.
Now remember, big plays, that's what the offense has been predicated on all year long for Rolesville. We've really only seen one big play for Rolesville in this game. They had a missed opportunity to big play. Might have been on their first offensive play from scrimmage. That was a bit overthrown into the end zone. But that's what they need. But again, as stingy and as skillful as this Wake Forest defense is, easier said than done against Wake Forest.
Well, and the focus for this Wake Forest defense was slowing down Brown and Krim. Krim had over 200 yards against Knightdale last week, and we know how good Brown is with his legs. And right now, they're just keeping things kind of clogged up in the middle, then using their team speed to swarm in packs.
From the 42, this is 3rd and 7. Brown takes the high snap, pressure up the middle, dodges to his left. He'll still be able to spiral one down the field and kicks right around the 10-yard line with Rory Jones. Buying some time and then a tight spiral directly in front of him outside the numbers. Beautiful pass by Brown, and it's 1st and goal.
And did you see how when he got out of the pocket, he sprinted up like he was going to take off, and then he knew where the line of scrimmage was. He pulled up because he saw Jones streaking down the sideline.
And inside the CPI security red zone, protecting the Southeast for more than 25 years. And Brown escapes, darts to the goal line. Touchdown, Rolesville. Byron Brown from 9 yards out. And the Rams back to within 2 scores, trailing 27-13.
This is the Rams offense we're used to seeing. Again, seeing him get out of the pocket, using his legs, the little zone read. The defensive end crashed down there. He beat the outside linebacker and easily get in the end zone, and now this offense starting to gain more comfort.
Boy, did they need that. So Brown, 1 touchdown through the air, now 1 on the ground. Jackson Pierce will not get a chance for the extra point. Mishandled by Brown, the holder, and then trying to throw to the end zone, slipped and fell. So now both teams have missed a PAT, and it remains a 14-point deficit for the Rams. 7:33 left, third quarter. Wake Forest 27, Rolesville 13. Friday night rivals from Rolesville. Well, coming up next quarter, we will select the West Shore Home Player of the Game. West Shore Home, convert your old bathtub into a modern and spacious walk-in shower and do it all in just one day. 27-13, Wake Forest leading Rolesville. Byron Brown, a 9-yard scamper for a score. Mishandled snap, so no extra point. 27-13, Wake Forest. 7:33 left in this third quarter. Open door kickoff. Open door, the new way to sell your home. And this kickoff will go out of bounds at our first penalty marker of the second half. Where have you been for the last 4.5 minutes? We've missed you.
And Patrick now here for this Rams defense. You got to rest. There's the penalty. You had some rest over on the sideline, and this is where you have to feed off of your offense. They just made a big play down the field, got a touchdown. Now you've got to come out here and kind of hold up your end of it too, and try to get another stop. And you know, this is a tough group up front with this Wake Forest offensive line. They're playing at a high level, but the defensive line, this 3-4 defense, the front seven has to win for the Rams.
And for Reggie Lucas on that sideline for Wake Forest, you know you want to keep that 2-score spread, because if you allow Rolesville to get back to within 1 score with their offense, with the amount of belief and confidence that they will have been able to manufacture, it's anybody's game at that stage. So right now is just about as close as you are comfortable with the Rams being at this stage. And now a re-kick after that last kick went out of bounds.
A big factor tonight has been the field position and what they've been able to do on special teams. It seems like every time the Cougars have gotten the ball, it's been around midfield.
So one more open door kickoff, and this one will come from the 35-yard line. Dangerous returners with Lucas and especially Stansel, the game that he has had tonight. We saw the big kickoff return earlier in this third quarter by Stansel, number 3. There's Nigel Lucas, who was hooked up with Stansel through the air twice. And a ground ball kick is picked up by Tavion Williams, and Williams will nose this one almost to midfield. So another possession for the Cougars on a very extremely short field.
And a nice decision by Williams, knowing that he could pick up that grounder there and run with it. And this offense has just had the luxury tonight of only having to go about 50 yards to get in the end zone.
So there's Nigel Lucas. 18-yard touchdown pass to Stansel in the early stages of this third quarter. The 29-yard connection with Stancil on the final play of the first half. He will hand off deep. Pasquale tap the gas fast, and he gets inside the 45 down to about the 43-yard line. We're not accustomed to seeing a lot of throws from Nigel Lucas, but tonight we've seen some timely passes, which then almost allows the Ram defense to forget about number 8 in Di Pasquale.
Yeah, and there's no hesitation when Di Pasquale runs the ball. He attacks the lane, and again, just falls forward, and picking up 9 yards on first down is a good start.
Second and short, Di Pasquale again. He will have the first down close to the 40. So that will be a Hall Insurance Company first down, providing quality insurance products to our senior community. We're not used to seeing a lot of quick strike offensive hits from Wake Forest, occasionally here or there, but this is how they like to move the football. On the ground, move it methodically, and take some time off the clock. Blitz coming. Lucas feels it, throws to the right sideline, and at the 30-yard line was a foot in. And I believe it is Tavion Williams. Throw led him to the sideline over the outside shoulder, and looked like he got that left foot down.
And this is a nice route. Williams playing both ways. You see him here focus in, bring in possession. That's a catch.
Got actually 2 feet down. And another Hall Insurance Group first down. Tavion Williams, their top receiver this year in terms of average per catch, around 17. So now at the 30-yard line, fresh set of downs. Stepping through inside the 25 down to about the 22-yard line to Sean Grant. His first carry of the night.
And Grant, another guy playing defense as well. So both these offensive, defensive performers for Wake Forest are getting involved in the running game and the passing game. Grant in the secondary. He's been a great player on the back end on the defense, but again, skills on the offensive side as well.
Yeah, his primary defensive assignment at corner has been trying to slow down Noah Rogers. Marker comes down before the snap. It'll be offsides against the offense. No, that is not going to sit well with Reggie Lucas just lining up evidently in the neutral zone. That's a rarity. So now back to 2nd and 9 from the 31-yard line. Wake Forest leading by 14. And the Rams look like they're ready to come again. Grant trying to snake his way through, bounces wide. He's inside the 20 and tackled down around the 10-yard line. Deshaun Grant didn't get a single carry in the first half, but 2 big carries here on this drive in the third quarter.
And they run away from the pressure. Late stemming from the Rolesville defense, and then they just go to the outside. The blitz came up the middle. They get to the edge. They have a nice seal block by Chris Allen. That's off to the races.
And we talked about this last week in the Heritage game against Wake Forest. They just are so deep with their running backs. So we haven't seen Grant in the backfield all game until now. And here is Nigel Lucas surging forward on his own inside the 10. Good for a couple of yards. And it brings up 2nd and goal inside the CPI security red zone.
Again, we talk about turnovers for the defense. You're on the doorstep here inside the 10-yard line. This is where you've got to really hunker down, try to create a strip here, and get the ball back to your offense. And up front, again, just attack the gap. You cannot allow yourselves to get pushed back because this offensive line is really rolling.
This drive now almost 3.5 minutes in duration. Di Pasquale wanted to go wide, cut it back inside. Inside the 5 it goes as a marker sails in, and he is stood up around the 4. It would bring up 3rd and goal, but we will see what the penalty is. And Mark Barber, the referee in the white hat, will confer. And here's the call. So it's an unsportsmanlike call on Rolesville. Dead ball after the play. And I see Carson Cassidy leaving the field immediately for Rolesville over to the sideline. And Martin Samick has his hands extended saying, what happened? But seeing Cassidy sprint off the field right after the call was made tells me it's on number 97 in white. And so there is one of their star defensive players, Carson Cassidy, who came off the field when that penalty was announced. And there, Cassidy wants to get involved in this deliberation conversation here on what happened as he checks back in.
Cassidy, another Division I recruit, only a junior, 6'6", 270 pounds. More offers will continue to roll in for him, but he's a star player on this defensive line.
Now Martin Samick's starting to get a little hot on the sideline for Rolesville here. Getting the explanation. And Divine Hill, number 24 for Rolesville, we're finding out has been ejected for using explicit language. So that's the unsportsmanlike call. He's number 24, and it's at the back end of this play here. And 24 is right there back at the goal line, well off of the play. But you can see he was maybe only 6 or 7 feet away from the official who threw the flag. And there you see Divine Hill with the helmet now off on the sideline for Rolesville, getting the explanation of his disqualification. So now we are about ready to resume. The football placed just outside the 2-yard line. And this will now be 3rd and goal for Wake Forest. 4:10 left, third quarter, so Divine Hill has been ejected. And Wake Forest trying to go up 3 scores again. The hard count, a little movement it looked like on the offensive line for Wake Forest, and that's the call.
And right there, they shifted the formation over to the right. And, you know, again, is this 4-down territory if you don't get it? It probably was before. Now it's going to depend on this play when you move back with the penalty.
I think for me, if I need to, I'm kicking the field goal to go up beyond 2 full scores. Field goal would put you up 17, 2 touchdowns with 2-point conversions on both would be 16, but we'll see. 3rd and goal from now the 7-yard line. DePasquale cuts it upfield quickly. He's to the 5 and then brought down there. So now it will be a decision for Reggie Lucas and the Cougars to make.
Yeah, field goal units on the field.
And a player is down for Wake Forest at the 5-yard line. And that's Seth Osteen, number 56. So both teams head to the sideline. They will check on Osteen. And again, as you mentioned, the field goal unit was coming on the field for Wake Forest. It'd be almost tantamount to an extra point, but as we've seen tonight, extra points have not been elementary.
And Osteen's played a really good ball game. The left guard, the senior up front. Hopefully he'll be all right. Yeah, and with this decision here, you potentially make this field goal. That would be just a huge boost as far as making it a 3-score game.
A chance to go up 17 if that decision remains here for Wake Forest. Osteen walking off the field on his own. Good sign for him. Well, Evan Helfrich is their freshman place kicker, number 19, and he is on the field. And the hold will come out of DePasquale. And he'll put the tee down at the 13. So this will be from 23 for the freshman, Evan Helfrich. This will make it a 17-point lead. A fumbled snap. DePasquale picks up, throws to the end zone, tipped. Back in the end zone, it is caught, but I believe beyond the backside of the end zone, and it is incomplete. But it got through to Matthew DeJesus on the tipped pass from the holder DePasquale. It's the back of the end zone. He did catch it, but he had already evidently fallen beyond the end line of the end zone.
I mean, how about the focus here? I mean, how did he come down with this? I mean, he was...
And that back right foot is on the
He was out of bounds. Great throw by DePasquale as well.
I tell you what, that's a bit of an alarm bell for me for the Rolesville defense. That's the second time in this game we've seen what should have been a batted pass spike to the ground that got through. One was caught for a touchdown, and that one almost caught for a touchdown. But on downs, Rolesville gets it back. And a fumbled snap, little exchange inside the 5, and the ball loose. And we'll get the call here. Will be second down. Rolesville getting back on it. That could have almost ended things.
And that's not the start to the drive that you want. But for Rolesville, you've got to recognize, hey, listen, we just got off the field, got lucky that they didn't get any points. We've got to take advantage of this opportunity. They haven't played their best offensive ball game, but you're only down by 2 scores right now. Still plenty of time in this ball game. You've got the talent out wide. You just got to get the job done.
Loss of 1. Back to the 4-yard line. 2nd and 11 for Rolesville. Right now, they're not thinking score. They're just thinking get a couple of first downs and buy some space here. They swing it out to the right side. Out beyond the 10 to almost the 15 is Noah Rogers. And that's going to be about a yard, maybe a yard and a half short.
Well, I think that's what they've got to do. Just get rid of the ball quickly on some of these short passing plays and then let your athletes go to work.
Approaching 2 minutes for the third. 3rd and 1. Brown keeps it. There's the first down, slides forward. Smart play out to the 20, maybe the 21.
Nice execution on the zone read. The defensive end crashed down, and then Brown immediately kept that ball, went to the edge. Nice job with the slide as well, protecting his body.
All right, let's go to the sideline in Maryland.
Settle in on Rolesville's last drive, but before that, facing so much pressure tonight, at the center of keeping that pressure off of Brown, literally Gavin Marks, the freshman who's got the start and admitted to his coach that he was nervous today, but he's somebody who hasn't minded going toe-to-toe with Dasani Gaddy, the nose guard for Wake Forest. He has, however, every time he's come to the sideline, evaluated that, yes, Wake Forest's defense is just different than anything else Marks, the freshman, has seen in his early beginning to his career here with the Rams.
So a lot of pressure right at him on that last play as well, right, Jay?
Yeah, and you look at his size, and he's a guy, Martin Samick said, hey, in the next couple of years, he's going to be the next college prospect. So, guy's a freshman. A lot of trust in him and a talented young player.
And Hall Insurance first down, little, again, faulty exchange, and Brown will simply angle this one out of bounds over the 45. This has not been the cleanest drive here for Rolesville. One fumbled exchange, another near fumbled snap right there, but at least right now for Martin Samick, his heart might be in his throat, but they still have possession, and they are now beginning to move down the field.
Well, and Brown's looking good running the ball, too, getting to the outside. So I would keep the ball in his hands, let him use the zone read to attack the defense.
2nd down and 4. And throwing back, Max Hines on the tackle, taking back Devon Dunn. Inside a minute for the 3rd. I mean, if you're Rolesville right now, you're almost on your 8th life of 9 lives in this game, because it looked like Wake Forest was almost guaranteed to go up by 3 scores on that last drive. Penalty knocked them back. You have the bad snap on the field goal try. You're down 14, still 2 scores. But again, as we're moving now toward the end of this 3rd quarter, motion on the offensive line for Rolesville as Jordan Monroe, one of the slot receivers, jumped. We talked earlier in the quarter about the number of possessions remaining. Well, now you're probably talking this possession, maybe 2 or 3 more, and you're down by 14 points. So you need to execute at a high premium level over these final 12 minutes.
You've got to take advantage here of this drive that you've already got, around midfield here. You have that penalty that sets you back, but you got to find a way to kind of overcome some of this and pick up this 3rd down.
Yeah, important play here for the Rams, 3rd and 8. What could be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Brown wants to throw, does have some time, steps up, throws down the middle and into traffic, and it gets through, and it's caught by Rogers at the 33-yard line. That's a first down, covering 27 yards.
And we highlighted both players in the open for this reason. You can see the talent. Here's the focus of Rogers. When you need a big play, you've got to go to your best wide receiver, and Rogers coming through with it.
And that will take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. There is life in the lungs of the Rams. 27-13, they trail Wake Forest, but Byron Brown trying to bring the Rams back It'll be first down in Cougar territory when the fourth quarter begins.
Here at Rolesville High School, Wake Forest playing as the home team tonight on Friday Night Rivals and leading 27-13. The Rams driving for their third touchdown right now against the team that their head coach, Martin Samick, is led by the coach who he respects more than any other in the NAC 6. Martin says that even though he doesn't know Reggie that well, he respects not only what he's done at Wake Forest, but how he's done it in his career.
Yeah, a lot of respect between these two programs. Rolesville wants to become what Wake Forest is, and it has been for a long time as we get underway in this fourth quarter. Couple of yard gain for Devon Dunn, but a penalty marker sails in. And here's the call, and it's going to be a personal foul. Unsportsmanlike against Wake Forest. 27-13, Cougars leading. And again, remember where this drive began here, Jay. Yep. Inside the 5-yard line. And a fumble on the first play inside the 5 that the Rams were able to pounce on.
And after that play, we were talking about the adversity they faced. Well, right now, they're answering a lot of questions so far on the drive.
Blitz coming on first down from the 20. Brown throws left sideline, connects inside the 10. They'll set up first and goal as Noah Rogers picks up his 4th reception of this second half. But there is Mike Barber, and a holding penalty will bring it back.
Well, this coming back, it doesn't change it. I think you got to go back to Rogers. I mean, with his size on the outside, route running ability, he's making a difference, creating separation. You just got to continue to try to highlight him in the passing game.
Well, we heard from Marilyn Payne and Martin Samick coming out of halftime that they just didn't feel like Byron Brown was himself in that first half, maybe getting adjusted to the defense of Wake Forest. A lot crisper throws in this second half. He's been on target and on time with almost everyone he's thrown, penalties notwithstanding. Holding knocks him back 10 yards to the 31st and 20. And Brown again dodging 3 defenders in the backfield and surging forward for about 6. That easily could have been a loss of 3 or 4 more yards.
And a stunt up the middle. I mean, Wake Forest right now, they're bringing an extra defender on every play. And look at Brown here. Recognize it. That's Max Hines with the twist. Williams coming to the outside. Make a man miss, and then you go up and get what you can with a physical run. For here in this situation, though, I mean, Patrick, I think this is really 4-down territory. So you've got a couple more downs here. But the whole mindset has to be touchdown. And again, eluding this pressure. I think you need to get rid of the ball quickly here out on the perimeter, your playmakers, because they've got the ability to win a one-on-one matchup.
And that's where Noah Rogers is, bottom of the screen, one-on-one. Looks his way and finds him inside the 15-yard line. Gets out of a tackle, switches the ball to his left hand, and carries it into the end zone. Touchdown, Rolesville, 24 yards from Byron Brown to Noah Rogers. And the game is on. It's a one-possession game in Rolesville.
He makes it look easy. He's got a different gear. Look at him catch this and then turn on the jets. A little leap here at the end zone, but that's what they've got to do. Find your best offensive weapon. Brown throwing an accurate ball to him, hitting him in stride. It was a slant route. And then here, this offense is starting to come back here. They fought through the adversity, the beginning of the drive to score a touchdown.
And there's a penalty marker down, and it's unsportsmanlike on Wake Forest after the touchdown. Wake Tech touchdown, lead the way at Wake Tech. So Noah Rogers, the recipient of that one. And his second of the game, 11th touchdown reception of the year for debatably the top wide receiver in the state of North Carolina. His older brother Cyrus played for Rolesville. He's now a preferred walk-on at UNC, and Noah etching his name in North Carolina high school lore as the extra point is up, and it is good. And it's a 7-point game, Jay, for the first time since late in the second quarter.
An important extra point right there. Now this offense is showing their ability, the talent. Brown getting going, finding Rogers to capitalize on that drive. And for Wake Forest, they had all the momentum. Well, it shifted over to the Rams sideline.
Tonight's game powered by United Rentals, building futures together. 27-20. This is senior night for Wake Forest, even though we are playing here at Rolesville High School. And just a few minutes ago, Jay, we were in a position where it looked like Wake Forest was assuredly going in to make it a 3-score game, whether it was going to be a touchdown or a field goal. But the mishandled snap, the incomplete pass back of the end zone, then a 96-yard drive by Rolesville. How fast fortunes can turn.
It turned quickly, and it was looking like the Cougars are going to stretch this ball game out, and the body language is completely different. And before this ball game, isn't this what we would have expected?
Yep.
In the fourth quarter, 1-score game can go either way. I've been impressed with the Rams' comeback.
Well, we were challenging them on how strong their mental game was, down by 20 here against Wake Forest. But they've come back from 27-7 down. They've scored the last 13. And now they will rely on their defense to get a stop. Still a ton of time left in this final quarter.
Well, and for the coverage unit here, you've got to find a way to pin back Wake Forest. They've been starting around midfield on every possession. Whatever you got to do, you got to fly down the field and try to force them to go the full length of the field.
Well, one thing that will help here is they're kicking from the 45-yard line after that unsportsmanlike foul on the touchdown. So this is probably just going to be a little chip shot angled maybe somewhere. Certainly not kicking out of bounds, but Wake Forest will have to really work to have good field position here, and now they're just kicking it into the end zone. So a touchback. That's one way to take the ball out of Stansel's hands. So the drive for Wake Forest with a 7-point lead will begin at the 20-yard line.
Well, Seth Osteen is back out on the field for the offensive line unit. DJ Hagerman, the left tackle, I thought played really well. Callie Moore, right guard. Chris Allen playing both ways. Mark Sesta. This offensive line unit has been really good tonight.
Now this is, again, the time when we talked about last week and earlier this week with Nigel Lucas running the controls with a fourth quarter lead. This is where he really excels. Can he do it once again tonight against Rolesville? Handoff deep with Squally. Tries to get her on the left end and cannot do it. Good pursuit and some penetration in the backfield. Ethan Daniel, number 30, was there, and it's a loss of a couple of yards.
And look at the physical play here. I mean, both sides are hitting. They're coming up, playing aggressive. And you can just feel the intensity really pick up here as we move into the fourth quarter.
They call it a loss of a yard, second down. Have we seen a 3-and-out from the Ram defense tonight? If we have, it's only once. Showing blitz, and here they come. Lucas looking to throw, and throws it to the sideline, and it's going to be caught just outside the 20-yard line. Nominal gain, though, for Tavion Williams, and it's 3rd down. It was a tough throw for Lucas to make. Almost looked like he was simply throwing it out of bounds.
Yeah, look at him here again. Get out of the pocket with pressure in his face. Throw off his back foot.
Yeah,
it was like a shortstop there. A nice completion.
Yeah.
And now 3rd down. Can the Rams defense get off the field? The question is, can you keep Lucas in the pocket? We've seen him already a couple times pick it up with his legs.
And it also enters into the equation. What kind of play are you calling here? It's 3rd and 10. You don't want to make a mistake. You're not used to making big passes on 3rd and long. And they do keep it on the ground. T. Pasquale bumps forward, and he'll be stopped about 5 yards short. And the Rams get the stop on 3rd down. And once again, Ethan Daniel right in the middle of it.
Wake Forest give it to their best player. This defense, look at them swarm to the ball. T. Pasquale, he's fighting for every extra yard. Look at him here, just trying to grind through it. But 4 hats coming over, not letting him through.
And now it's Noah Rogers back to return this punt. 8:45 and counting for the 4th quarter. Rogers hoping for a returnable kick. And the Rams are going to have a shot to tie or take the lead after this kick. Some pressure coming, and it's avoided. And Flores' punt is going to land and kick back the other way inside the 50. And Rolesville will start the drive down a touchdown, only 45 yards away from a tie. This one getting interesting. 8:25 left in the 4th. Wake Forest up by just 7. Well, there is a special kind of hype on that Rolesville sideline. Ja'Cory Bible and company. Rolesville within 7, 27-20, 8:25 left in the 4th quarter. Let's go down to the sideline in Maryland.
I mentioned that Martin Samick has so much respect for Reggie Lucas, and he said that the first time they beat Wake Forest, he got an email saying thanks and congrats. He described Martin Samick this as not a rivalry because it's not that chippy, but I've got to say right now, this student section, this energy on the sideline, it does feel like a rivalry game down here.
Little toss out, and this is Mickens inside the 20-yard line on 1st down. A pickup of 25. Shortest pass we've seen Brown make all night. It was about a 2-yard pass to his left.
Look at Mickens here, one-on-one situation. Boom, cut to the inside, then use your speed. And they're not allowing the pass rush to get to Brown here in the second half. Just quick passes out on the perimeter.
And the Rams called to the sideline as a Wake Forest Cougar a little late getting up, tending to him. And they will head to the sideline as well. 8:15 left, 4th quarter. 27-20 Wake Forest, but they led 27-7 2 minutes into the 3rd quarter and had a shot for more.
Well, we talked in the first half about the struggles of the offense, and we said they're not used to this, but you can't keep them down for that long. And this offense has gotten a second chance here after that missed opportunity from Wake Forest, and they're taking advantage of it.
First down inside the CPI security red zone. And looked like a little flinch perhaps by the slot receiver for Rolesville. The illegal procedure call against Rolesville.
And Zane Williams was just creeping up to the line of scrimmage, just trying to bait The offsides call, and he got it.
So back up the Rams to the 25. Same formation. Jones in motion. Handoff and a massive hit by Stephen Williams in the backfield. That play goes negative. Loss of 3.
Look at number 9 off the left side of the screen. You'll see him fly in here unblocked. You know, and there's nothing you can do if you're the offensive lineman for the Rolesville Rams. I mean, they're just bringing extra defenders, and that's where you've got to use a play action or use that aggressiveness against the defense.
If I'm Krim, I'm saying, hey, coach, I don't want to be on the field the next time you call that play. Loss of 2 officially, 2nd and 17. Brown, pressure from the backside, dumps it off. Fingertip catch is made inside the 20-yard line, and Grant makes the tackle right around the 15. Found the hot receiver, and that was Krim with the pressure coming right in the grill. Byron Brown.
Well, and that's when you make the defense pay. When they bring the blitz, you let the defender come up and then throw the ball right over the top to your outlet route. In every play, the Cougars are bringing a linebacker, 2 linebackers. I mean, they're just putting everybody in the box and forcing the Rams to make a decision. Hey, are you going to still run the ball? We're going to give you one-on-one coverage to the outside.
Blitz again on 3rd and 4. Here's the pressure. Can Brown escape it again? The answer is yes, and he has the first down inside the 10. Just slippery, eluding, would-be crushing hits.
I mean, that's so frustrating. If you're a defender, you get in the backfield. Look at that, 3 guys back there, and then pump fake and then get out. And Brown, his long stride, barely touched as he goes out of bounds.
A little shift away from Vance Day. 1st and goal. 27-20, Wake Forest. This game tonight has never been tied. Brown to the left side. Rogers inside the 5, takes it in inside the front pylon. And the Rams, once down by 20, are an extra point away from a tie. Third touchdown reception of the game by Noah Rogers.
This offense is on fire. They found their groove. Again, another easy, quick pass to the outside, and then Rogers follows his blocks. Mickens had the block to create the wedge, and then he easily got in the end zone.
And now the ultra-important extra point. Brown will be the holder. Pierce with the approach. And the extra point is deflected and still gets through. It was tipped on the way up and just sneaks inside the left upright. Pierce and the Rams celebrate. They have come from 20 points down to tie. Can they spoil senior night of Wake Forest on Rolesville's field? 6:26 to go, 27-all. There's Byron Brown, the quarterback for Rolesville. He has thrown for 3 touchdowns. He has run for the other. And Rolesville left for dead, trailing 27-7 early in the 3rd quarter. Have shut out the Cougars since. They've been extremely efficient their last 3 drives. All, Jay, resulting in touchdowns. 27-27, 6+ minutes left.
We talked about the adversity. You can see what these players for Rolesville are all about. They fought through it. They didn't give up. They're making plays. And Brown there, over a 4.0 GPA. He just turned 17. So when you see his talent, but his potential, I mean, can you imagine him in 4 or 5 years at the college level, how good he's going to be? He's everything you look for in a college prospect.
Open door kickoff. Looked like it was tipped before it scooted out of bounds, and that's why this drive will begin at the 22-yard line for Wake Forest. And there's C. Brown, now the epitome of a cheerleader for the Rams on the sideline to get his defense fired up. So now, yeah, that's right. This is technically a road game for Rolesville on their home field, and the entire student section, they haven't sat all game, even during halftime. And what a remarkable win this would be if they can render it final. But a long way to go. Tie game. Nigel Lucas hands to Deep Pasquale. And that's how the drive begins. A nominal gain of a couple of yards before Karsten Cassidy takes down Deep Pasquale.
And we were talking about Rolesville fighting through adversity. Well, how about the Cougars? You got a huge lead. Now you look up, tie ball game. It's go time here. When you don't have the momentum, can you make some plays? Can you create it yourself here? That's going to be the question on this drive.
It was answered last week. Similar situation. They didn't blow as big of a lead, but they had to fight through some mistakes in that second half. Fourth quarter was theirs as they won at Heritage. Gain of 1. 4-man rush. Lucas swings it out, and it's caught by Stancil, but he couldn't keep his footing. And he's takes himself down around the 28-yard line. That will bring up 3rd down and about 4.
All right, here, 3rd down coming up. What do you do? I always say, hey, let's put the ball in our best player's hands and let him go to work. Deep Pasquale, we've seen him on a couple 3rd downs, especially misdirection plays, get the ball. So I'd look for number 8 here and highlight him.
Well, Rolesville, the last time the D was on the field, got a 3-and-out for the first time tonight. Trying to do it again. Option on 3rd and 4. Deep Pasquale takes the pitch, and he will pick up the first down over the 35 to the 40 and spins down to the 42. 14 yards on a 3rd down option by Rolesville. We see that probably by Wake Forest, see it maybe 3 times a game.
Yeah, and I love the play call here. To your best athletes are rolling out, and the defender has to make a decision. Do I come up and stop Lucas or Deep Pasquale? There, they force Lucas to get rid of the ball, and Deep Pasquale, perfect distance on the pitch there to pick up the first down.
And Lucas distributed that toss at the absolute last moment. Picked up a 14. And a first down carry straight up the middle for Grant, maybe a couple. So now here, knowing how Wake Forest runs their offense, how controlled and composed they normally are in late game situations, it's tied with 4:24 and counting. Yes, Rolesville has all 3 timeouts, but if this is a typical drive for Wake Forest, Jay, they could take the bulk of the final 4 minutes here and set things up for what could be the final offensive drive of the game.
This is where their expertise in this 4-minute drill really shows. They know how to go slow, maintain drives, and pick up first downs.
Looks like some confusion here by Wake Forest as we saw Lucas and some teammates of his kind of look over the sideline with a puzzled look at Reggie Lucas, and they will take a timeout here. Now again, setting things up for Wake Forest. Yes, they could take down the clock, but they need to continue to execute and pick up about 3 more first downs to do so.
Well, the key here is you can't have any penalties. Penalties have been a huge issue. You've got to clean up that area, and then just put the ball in your best player's hands. Lucas, Deep Pasquale, and going back to that previous play on that option, they made it look so easy. That is such a tough play, and Lucas let the defender come up to him in perfect distance on the separation. So, again, I think they just have to maintain their composure, no penalties, run the football, and then kind of surprise the defense with the pass.
Yeah, penalties key. Both teams have been penalized 10 times. 2nd and 8, 3:56 to play, and Lucas again, even out of the timeout. Tavion Williams is on the wrong side of the field. And can they get the play off here? In motion, Alston. Deep Pasquale on the reverse. to the 40, swings back to the strong side, to the 30, and out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Michael DePasquale on a little misdirection there, and one of the bigger plays offensively of the entire night for Wake Forest.
Look at DePasquale here, what he does, the vision, the cutting ability, and then this block on the outside. Tavian Williams right there just drilling his man. You look at the effort on the field, you can tell what this game means to both sides.
27 yards on the pickup for DePasquale. From the 28-yard line, Wake Forest looking to reclaim the lead. Lucas rolling, pressure from the backside, and he's taken down, hunted down by Sterling Elliott of Rolesville. Coming all the way across the field, and he outran the Wake Forest quarterback.
And look at this effort from Elliott, the senior. Kind of got held there in the interior, and then relentless, no hesitation at all, and a huge play for him.
So tackle back outside the 30-yard line, couple of yard loss. Clock now closing in on 3 minutes. Again, this is where Nigel Lucas is very, very strong in terms of clock and game management. They're not yet in field goal territory, but they're trying to make this the final possession of the game or send it to overtime. 2nd and 13. Lucas off the back foot. Oh, should have been intercepted. Cameron Manley jumped the route. It floated toward his chest, and he couldn't make the catch. Oh, he'll be thinking about that. The sophomore had it right in his fingertips. Incomplete. Oh, and the reaction of Manley and his teammates say it all. 3rd down, Wake Forest. So fortunate to still be in possession. Liner reaches the 18. Lucas runs the option. Keeps it, still there's the toss. And DePasquale fighting for yards inside the 25. He's to the 22-yard line and about 4 yards short of the first down here, Jay. And DePasquale may be hurt as well. Well, that's the above-the-fold story for the moment for Wake Forest. Arguably, their best offensive player is down. And both teams are now over to the sideline. The officials get together. They're discussing things here, trying to see if there's a penalty marker down. I think there is. There is a flag on this play as well. Well, let's hope the injury to Michael DePasquale is not serious. They are just now rolling him over onto his backside and feeling around the right shin, high ankle area. Jay, let's take a look and see what you see.
Here, oh boy, looks like it's the right leg kind of got caught.
So the tackle there by Reggie Love for Rolesville. And DePasquale at least now is sitting up, but again, they continue to work on that right leg.
He's just been so good tonight. Hopefully he's okay. The impact that he's had, you can't measure what he's been able to do with the ball in his hands.
I mean, he's beginning to flex that leg. He's going to try and stand. I wasn't convinced I was going to see this. But that is a very encouraging sign for Michael DePasquale. Hobbles off the field, putting very little weight on it. But the way that he went down, and as long as it took them to kind of figure out, ascertain where the injury was, I wasn't sure he'd be able to walk under his own power. Whether or not he returns is an entirely different conversation, but just to see him walking around on his own on the sideline is very promising. So a sigh of relief for the Cougars. We still are awaiting the outcome of this penalty, because it will be 4th and 4, depending on what the penalty flag was. And we're endeavoring to find out. There may be another ejection here, Jay. But again, we're waiting to see if Mark Barber can clarify here. Barber, the referee in the white hat. And this will be against Rolesville, because they now have moved the football down, and it's 1st down here for Wake Forest. And the ball has been moved from the 22-yard line to the 11. So we'll check and see if there was an ejection, but evidently that unsportsmanlike goes against Rolesville. So a fresh set of downs now for Wake Forest from the 11-yard line of the Rams. And Lucas hands off. This is Grant inside the 5, spins forward, and Grant is brought down around the 3.
Well, now the timeouts, you've got to use them and play that game. And immediately Martin Samick uses the timeout, but now 2 left, 2:06 left on the clock. This defense is going to have to stand strong.
So the game is tied 27-all. And Jay, how important, I mean, that we've talked about the importance of penalties and playing clean and playing smart. We've already seen 1 ejection in this game. That happened earlier in the game with Divine Hill of Rolesville. Perhaps a second Rolesville player was ejected, or at least an unsportsmanlike foul was the call. So instead of setting up a 4th and 4 with the best offensive player for the Cougars on the sideline with the injury, all of a sudden now the Rams have gifted Wake Forest an opportunity to set things up for the game-winning score, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, and maybe use up almost all of the remaining 2 minutes.
Yeah, and the question is now for Wake Forest, you've been given a gift with that penalty. Can you take advantage of it? And right now, this is what they're built for, using the clock and using this offensive line to get these yards needed to get into the end zone and then put the pressure on Rolesville.
So an 8-yard gain for Grant on 1st down. They still can pick up a 1st down without scoring if they get it inside the 1. Lucas out of the gun. 2nd down, Lucas gives to Grant, moving forward. Penalty marker down as Grant takes it in. But this might come back. And let's wait on the call here from Mark Barber. And it's holding, and that's a big one. 10-yard penalty, so now instead of 2nd and 2 from the 3-yard line, knock them back. Still be 2nd down. And we do, Jay, also have clarification. There was a 2nd ejection, and number 12, Samaj Davis, has been ejected by the officials. That's the 2nd Ram to be tossed in this 2nd half. Divine Hill was the other earlier in this 2nd half. So then now after the penalty, mark it all the way back to the 14-yard line for Nigel Lucas. 27-27, late 4th quarter. Handoff Grant around the left end, and Grant stood up right around the 11-yard line, driven back. Brings up 3rd down.
Another timeout immediately. We talked at the beginning of this quarter. This game was going to come down to the end. Tie ball game. 2 of the best teams in the state. Both coaches respect each other so much. What they've been able to do with their programs has been just nothing short of amazing. And these teams, not only is this a competitive ball game, but the fight and the effort that they played with here tonight has been so impressive.
And remember, in that truncated COVID-19 spring season, which saw Rolesville go to the 4AA state championship game, they beat Wake Forest in the regular season. They beat Wake Forest again in the playoffs. They're trying to knock off the Cougars for a 3rd straight time. And if you've been following high school football around the state for the last 10 years, you know exactly how hard it is to beat Wake Forest simply once a decade, let alone 3 times the same calendar year. That's what the Rams are trying to do. But they're back against the wall here. 3rd down and 9. In field goal territory are the Wake Forest Cougars. Now, they have attempted very few this year. They want to punch it in if they can. So Nigel Lucas Out of the pistol, Grant behind him. Need to reach inside the 1 for the first down.
DePasquale has been the guy they've gone to on third down. He's over on the sideline.
And now Lucas looks to pass, slips a bit, slips through inside the 5 and fighting forward. He's to about the 2-yard line. It's going to be a little bit short, Jay, of the first down. Now, what do you do if you're Reggie Lucas if you are short?
Well, I think what you've got to do is you've got to keep your offense out on the field. And right now, they're going to use this clock. All right, Rolesville just uses the timeout. But what a play from Lucas.
And Martin Samick and the Rams have called their final timeout.
All right, so Patrick, the situation, if you kick the field goal, you go up by 3, but you're going to leave a minute and 30 left on the clock. 4th and inches, if you think you can pick it up with your offensive line, if you get it, you know, you're right there. So,
I mean, I think the way to approach it is if you're Wake Forest, you kick the field goal, you're giving Rolesville a chance to beat with a touchdown. You score a touchdown, they're still going to have time to get up and down the field, as we've seen in the second half. And if you go and don't get it, you're at least forcing them to go 98 or 99 yards. And the offense remains on the field for Wake Forest. And again, they can get a first down without scoring. Inside the 1 would be that area. This is 4th and 1 from, as we see right there, inside the 2. And Lucas will remain in the gun with Grant behind him. Snap, Lucas takes it himself, driving forward toward the goal line, and no signal yet. And he's not in, but it looks like it's enough for a first down. Yes, it is. Just short of the goal line. And now, boy, things change because the Rams are out of timeout.
And this is decision time now. I mean, look at this effort from Lucas. Just staying low, hiding behind the offensive line. And it's hard to see in the pile there.
I'm not sure how he didn't get in, judging on where that pile was. But now, here we are. Wake Forest with Nigel Lucas will take every single millisecond off of this play clock. Wake Forest does have 2 timeouts left. Now, the only thing the Cougars are looking to avoid is a bad snap here. Lucas has it, driving forward, and Rolesville just allows him in. And there's a touchdown for Wake Forest. And with 54 seconds left, Wake Forest goes back on top, 33-27.
An impressive drive with the touchdown finishing off there, but Rolesville very smartly backs off here because Wake Forest could have continued to use the clock if they would have ran up to the line of scrimmage, taken another knee. But Rolesville's going to have some time to operate here, but how about this drive from Wake Forest fighting through adversity?
Important extra point, it's good, but there's a marker down, so hold the phone. Wake Tech touchdown brought to you by Wake Tech. Lead the way at Wake Tech. Now, we have seen both teams in this contest botch extra points here tonight, so this is very important. And the extra point wiped off, knocked in by Helfrich. But now with the holding call, they'll push him back 10 yards. Adds a little bit more drama.
And this is, again, penalties, Patrick. I mean, we talked about it all night, the impact they've made.
Yeah, both teams have now had over 10 penalties in this contest. What an important extra point this is, because the offense, even though Rolesville will have under a minute and no timeouts, firing on all cylinders. Helfrich for the extra point after the penalty, and he will shoot this one through right down the middle. So well done by the freshman. And it is a full touchdown lead for Wake Forest, 34-27 with 54 seconds left.
All right, here we go. It's come down to the end here. Final drive for Rolesville. No timeouts. Star quarterback, star wide receiver. This offense has played amazing here in the second half. Can you get it done? And it all starts here on the special teams. Now for Wake Forest, they've been blitzing all night. Now, Patrick, do you bring that blitz every play here, or do you play back in coverage?
All right, let's get to our West Shore Home player of the game. Brought to you by West Shore Home, and it's going to be Michael DePasquale, number 8 for Wake Forest, who had a 36-yard touchdown run to open the scoring. He's been one of the top players in the field tonight, but he went down with an injury only a couple plays ago.
Especially on third down, all those critical conversions that he picked up, the touchdowns he's been able to score tonight. He's an athletic player in this offense, and hopefully he'll be okay going over to the sideline.
All right, convert your old bathtub into a modern and spacious walk-in shower in just one day. So Helfrich will march it off and get ready for the open door kickoff. 34-27 Wake Forest. This is why you tune in tonight, folks, right? Two of the top teams in the state separated by a touchdown, a minute to go. And can the offense come through for the Rams? Short kick, grabbed to the 20-yard line and putting his head down and snaking through beyond the 35 to about the 38-yard line. That's Rory Jones. Nice kickoff return. I take it back. That's Krim. And so now 48 seconds left. And Rolesville will begin this drive from around the 38. They need a touchdown and an extra point to tie. Touchdown and 2 to win.
If I'm in that huddle, the 2 points I'm making was, hey, let's get rid of the ball quickly. Do not allow the blitz to get in your face. And then let's find a way to get the ball to Noah Rogers. He's been so good. He can take a short pass and take it the distance. He's got to get the ball and be highlighted on this drive.
Byron Brown, 3 touchdown passes, 1 touchdown run. No timeouts remaining for the Rams, down 7. Brown, a quick pass to the right side, incomplete at the 46-yard line. Looking for Camden Raj. 44 seconds to go, second down.
Well, and interesting there, Wake Forest. Looks like they're bringing pressure. It was just a stunt. They went back in coverage, only brought 4 guys on the rush. So it looks like they're willing to keep everything in front of them. We'll see if they go back to that here on this play. But they've been blitzing all night long. They changed things up.
2nd and 10. Clock will stop on first downs for Rolesville. High snap. Brown moves to pocket, tosses left side, and running it out of bounds is Rory Jones. And that will set up 3rd down for the Rams with 40 seconds left for Martin Samick and Rolesville.
All right, here. 3rd down coming up. You got to find Rogers. I'd get Brown out of the pocket here, get him out on the perimeter, and elude this rush.
Cougars rush only 3. Back foot throw, and he finds his man Rogers right near midfield. Took a pretty vicious hit, but got it down and falls out of bounds. 35 seconds left, and a new set of downs for the Rams.
Wake Forest is just retreating here. They're willing to give up the underneath routes there. Did a good job. As soon as that ball is thrown, they fly into the football to make the tackle.
Wake Tech first down, just inside the 50-yard line. You're probably talking 7 or 8 plays left here for Rolesville, best case. And there's motion though. Noah Rogers broke off the line early, so knock back the Rams 5 yards. Well, you think the pass is going his way?
He wants the ball, I'll tell you that. Now, in this situation, Rolesville, you cannot take a sack. You can't get no timeouts. You can't take a sack. For Brown, if you're getting rushed, you got to get rid of the ball.
Back at the 46-yard line. Here's a look at the targeted man, Noah Rogers. Bringing 4 this time. Quick pass right side. Grabbed at the 45 by Mickens, and he goes out of bounds and levels the defender in the process down around the 44. DeJuan Mickens, haven't called his name a lot tonight, but that was a healthy blow away by the would-be tackler. Brings up 2nd down and about 5. 29 seconds left.
Right now, they're just going to out routes over on the sideline. You figure here they're going to at least take 1 shot and test the secondary.
And here come the Cougars. They dump it off again. Caught inside the 40, and Krim trying to get out of bounds. He'll pick up a first down. That will temporarily stop the clock with 23 seconds left. But don't look now. But here come the Rolesville Rams down to the 35-yard line. And again, if he was not whistled out of bounds, the clock will start on the spots. And here we go. First down. Loading up Brown, throws to the sideline. That one is caught by Raj. Inside the 25, he's to the 24-yard line. 17 seconds left. Clock stops. And now, Jay, you can approach this a couple of different ways. Either the short passes to the sideline, or you probably have 2, maybe 3 shots to the end zone from here.
Well, I think you've got to take 1 towards the end zone right now, because the secondary is playing the sidelines. The middle of the field, the cover 2 defense is open. I think you've got to give Rogers a chance in the end zone.
Rogers, bottom of the screen. Byron Brown out of the gun. A touchdown down with 17 seconds left. Pressure picked up. Brown scooting forward, and he's tackled down to the 11. The clock won't stop. They flip it off. They need this to be spiked here. 6 seconds left. Snap to Brown, and he spikes it with 3.8 and shoved to the ground by Zane Williams. And I thought there might have been an unnecessary roughness call on Williams, number 30 of Wake, and Martin Samick thought so too. The ball was clearly spiked, and then here just hard to tell from that angle if it was a shove or it was a slight shove and a little bit of a sell job.
Last play of the ball game.
And here we go. And we get a timeout taken by Wake Forest. Now remember here, Jay, if the fans weren't with us at the end of the first half, with under a second to play, a pass was made to the back right corner of the end zone by Wake Forest. Lucas found Stansel on a tip pass in the corner from 29 yards out for a touchdown. We have 3.8 left in this one. Rolesville out of timeouts, trailing by 7, and they're at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, and I mean, critical situation, who do you go to? Your best player. Now, it starts up front. For Wake Forest, we've seen them retreat on this drive. I would expect the blitz here. I would expect them to bring an extra defender up in the box to try to get Brown having pressure in his face. But if I'm Rolesville, I'm looking towards Rogers here. Give him an opportunity. 6'2" frame. You've got to get him the ball.
So Rory Jones there, Mickens there, Rogers there, Krim. Everybody expects the ball to go Noah Rogers' way. However this plays out, this has been a privilege to broadcast this game tonight, especially this second half. Two of the top teams in the state in the 15th round now. And the Rolesville Rams, led by Byron Brown, number 17, once trailed by 20 points early in this second half. They tied it at 27. Wake Forest went down the field and grabbed the lead with under a minute to play. From the 21-yard line on what will likely be the final play of the game. Rolesville needs a touchdown and an extra point to force OT. Snap to Brown. Rush coming. Brown buys some time. Throws to the front pylon. It's caught inside the 5, but he's tackled at the 3 by Stephen Williams. The clock shows 0-0, and Wake Forest has defeated, well, hold on here. There's a penalty marker down, Jay. Of course there is. If it's on Wake Forest, there will be one on time down. And Martin Samick going out toward Mark Barber. His reaction is telling me that either it's on Rolesville or it's being picked up. Wake Forest begins to celebrate. We have not yet gotten the official signal from Mark Barber. And Martin Samick, the head coach of Rolesville, marching away. And the refs are taking off. And it is a final here in Rolesville. Wake Forest has held off Rolesville 34-27. Brown made the pass inside the 5-yard line. The tackle was made around the 2. The clock ran out, and Jay, evidently a penalty marker was dropped, but picked up.
A fierce battle tonight. This was a playoff atmosphere. The field tonight, both teams went back and forth. And the competitors out on the field. This is a high. And right now, Martin Samick and Reggie Lucas, two of the top coaches in this state, going against each other. I'd expect both teams to possibly see each other in the playoffs, but both sides are going to have long playoff runs.
So there are the handshakes here at Rolesville. Here's a look at the Honda dealers of the Carolinas scoring drive of the game. And Jay, it's that last drive that went all the way down at 27 all to give Wake Forest what now is a 34-27 win.
Well, all the momentum was on Rolesville's sides, and Di Pasquale and Lucas made it happen. A couple big runs, then Lucas here getting close to the end zone, and then he capped it off here with the quarterback sneak. The adversity that they faced when the score was tied, the fight that they showed to get in the end zone, they really gained so much confidence as they moved the ball down the field.
So Wake Forest moves to 7-2, 4-0 in the next 6. And Rolesville drops to 2-2 in the league. What a game. Final score, Wake Forest 34, Rolesville 27. A whole lot of questions we'll have answered when we come back.
Joe, you got me? Got me, so that's a yes. Thank you.
(34-27) Wake Forest over Rolesville. Jay, 2 key plays on that last drive.
Oh, and here right at the end, Rolesville thought they had a penalty on the late hit. They didn't get it. I think that's where the frustration overlapped. And here Brown, on the last play of the ball game, felt the pressure, got outside the pocket, and threw it to the outside. A nice tackle by Williams going against Jones, just about 4 yards short.
And again, there was a marker thrown that was picked up. Argue ensued, but the play stood. 34-27 the final. Let's go now down to the field where Reggie Lucas is with our Maryland Payne.
Coach, your team allowed Rolesville to score 20 points unanswered, but you got the final say. How did your offense grind out that last drive for the win?
Well, we knew Rolesville was going to keep fighting. They're on their home field, even though it was our senior night. I felt like our guys knew that we could get something, that we just didn't give up. And our guys did not give up. They didn't get their heads down when Rolesville came back and, like you said, scored those points. So I take my hats out to my guys. And, you know, this senior group, they work hard. So, again, our guys wanted the seniors to go out with a big win, and this was definitely a big win for those guys.
The defense came up with the stop, denying the final touchdown. What did your defensive unit show you in these final seconds?
Well, number 9, he's been in some tough situations tonight. To see him come up and make that stop was big for him, so I know he feels really good, and the team felt really big. I mean, that was a big play. Right here with a rival school, Rolesville. We used to be Wake Forest, Rolesville. So to come in and finally get that win after the 2 losses from them last year really makes us feel good.
You bring those up and you say you feel good, but you just told your team during our commercial break that we've got to start thinking about next week already. You're 4-0 in the conference. Why are you so quick to turn ahead?
Well, just because it's the NAC 6, one of the toughest conferences in the state, and Millbrook is a hell of an opponent, and we're going to have to be ready to play.
We will let you turn to Millbrook then. Here is your Friday Night Rivals trophy. Now 2 in a row for you. Congratulations, Wake Forest. Patrick, back to you.
2 weeks in a row they celebrate. They remain unbeaten in the NAC 6. And by the way, Millbrook, no pushover. They beat this Rolesville team only a couple of weeks ago, 41-34. Jay, what's your final summary of what we saw tonight in this game and moving forward into November and maybe December?
Well, this was an amazing ball game. Both teams showed their talent, but more than anything, they showed how competitive they are. And when you look at both sides, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if I see them face off in the playoffs once again. But the toughness, the resiliency of Wake Forest on that final drive to get points, and then the defensive effort. This is going to provide a big confidence boost for them going into Millbrook.
All right, 34-27, our final, Wake Forest over Rolesville. Well, all of us would like to take a minute to thank all the great folks at the Honda dealers of the Carolinas, Talk It Out NC, the NCDHHS, and Riddle and Brantley make these games possible for all of you at home. We'd also like to thank our great other supporters for their contributions to Friday Night Rivals. Those are Wake Tech, Hull Insurance, CPI Security, West Shore Homes, the U.S. Marines, Open Door, and United Rentals. And a special thanks to both participating high schools and all of their administrators, Wake Forest and our host, Rolesville. Next week, it'll be Cleveland and the Clayton Comets. You'll see that on Friday Night Rivals. For Marilyn Payne, Jay Sohnhalter, our entire crew, Patrick Keenis, thanking you for watching tonight. Final score in the last minutes, Wake Forest 34, Rolesville 27.